Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out.
It's your water, your life.
Top up from the tap with Scottish Water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
Good morning and welcome everyone. Edinburgh, we are here for session 7 of the Scottish National Open Swimming Championships 2024. It's a historic event. It's been going for, well, a number of years now, and we're on the very last day of action. Here is what we have got to look forward to this morning. My name's Paul Noble. I'll be taking you through the action this morning. Alongside me, yet again, Robert Taylor. Welcome back, Robert.
Good morning, Paul. Nice to be back today. And we have a fairly big programme again this morning. It's been pretty fast and furious the first 2 days, Paul. Very long days, long sessions. And lots to look forward to this morning. 400 free gets us underway. Michaela Glenister. He's won a few distance events so far. We've also got Alexander Sargent, who was very good on the Friday on the 800. Maybe not quite so good yesterday on the 1500. He won it fairly comfortably, but a lot slower than he would have expected, having done a 200 free. But
yeah, and he's got a couple of events this morning. I think Alexander Sargent is on again later on in the programme, and the 200 backstroke as well. And 100 butterfly. Sees Lucy Grieve returning as well on that 100 butterfly after that 50-metre record yesterday, so she'll be one to watch. And Kathleen Dawson did 100 butterfly. That's a surprise.
She's having a wee bash at that. She's not doing the 200 back. Interesting, Katie Shanahan. We were talking about that yesterday. Katie so able to do so many different events. Maybe backstroke is the best of her 4 disciplines, but as I say, was great at everything, and she's actually doing the 200 back this afternoon, this morning, and we'd expect her to be back strong fancy for that one. So lots to look forward to this morning.
And the male 100 fly, we've actually got a world record holder going in that one, Stephen Clegg, in the S12 para class. So Stephen's going in that. So again, another one of these swimmers, Stephen, swimmer who's going to the Paris Paralympic Games. We've got Paris Olympians as well to look forward to this morning. So lots of big names here in Edinburgh. It's great that we can attract the big time performers. We saw Duncan Scott over the last couple of days, Robert, and he's been performing really well. He was beaten by Jack McMillan yesterday in the signature event of the 200 freestyle.
A wee bit of a surprise, but Jack went out strongly and maintained a very good rhythm down that final stretch and just hang on at the death. A very good race. Also had on the para side, you had Scarlett Humphrey.
Scarlett Humphrey's been on fire, absolutely. I think we were counting the British records that she's set this week already in the S11 classification, and I think it's 3 already that she's
something
set.
like that.
Fantastic performance from the Northampton swimmer. And the Northampton swimmers, they've got a small squad here. I think there's only 4 of them, but they've been dominating the para events, and they've got a presence here in this very first heat, the 400 freestyle, the para events, and the able-bodied events all mixed in terms of the heats.
Been swimming well in those para events. So that's the first one that gets us underway. We do have A and B finals for a wide variety of events this morning, and in some cases there are also qualification for para finals. So I would think there's an A and a B final for everything this morning. There will be this afternoon some distance freestyle, 1500. We had 15 for the male and open yesterday. The females will be this afternoon, if you're wondering why that we don't have any distance this morning. They swim it in the afternoon, and the fastest of those heats goes in the evening session. So
there's two Northampton swimmers there in the shop. Maisie Summers-Newton close to us. Amber Haycock in lane number 4. And Amber Haycock actually not representing Northampton. She's a Northampton swimmer, but she is representing the English talent programme. But we've got a squad up here, a para squad.
Yeah, good squad up, Paul. About a dozen of them, and delighted to have them competing. Just adds that little bit of extra spark to the event.
So this all para swimmers in this very first event. Genevieve Hunter goes in lane number 1. Scottish record holder. Her brother just passing us by on the steps there, who's coaching it. Representing Mid Sussex. She swims in the S8 classification. First of the Humphreys twins, Eliza Humphrey goes in 2 from Northampton. Maisie Summers-Newton, double Paralympic champion in the S6 class in breaststroke and IM. She goes in lane 3. Amber Haycock, we saw her at the start of the race, made her JB debut at the Europeans just a couple of months ago. The England Talent Programme swimmer. Next to her, England Talent Programme teammate Evie Lambert, who goes in lane 5. Scarlett Humphrey in lane 6, just one lane up from these yellow marked lanes, going along very nicely. And she is a British record holder, looking to add another British record to her tally. As you can see, the tappers there for the two Humphreys twins, they're the S11 class. They swim with blacked out goggles, so they have the tappers to let them know where the turns are and the finish. And just to complete the lineup, Abigail Wickens from England Talent Programme in 7, and Mirren Binney from West Lothian in lane number 8. And the para events, all different classifications, it's multi-class, and the times for each of the swimmers will be compared to the standard time for their own classification, converted into a points total. And you're looking, if you get 1,000 points, that's roughly equivalent to a world record swim. A lot of the 1,000 point marks are world record marks, but some of them are not, so we can't say that it is a world record swim, but there or thereabouts, 1,000 points. And we had a few 900 points.
I think we had
this week,
Stephen Clegg was on a 980, I think, on one of the events.
Yeah. On the backstroke, I think it was for Stephen. Maisie Summers-Newton's been up in that kind of range as well. So the quality swimmers on their way to Paris, you see that their performance is borne out when you see the points totals. Amber Haycock, though, very much a rising star, Robert. She swims in the S10 class. The classifications for the para swimmers, 1 to 10 for those with physical impairments, 11 to 13 for those with a visual impairment, and S14 for those with an intellectual impairment. So Amber Haycock's got a minimal physical impairment, and she's going along very nicely, trying to get under that 5-minute mark, Amber Haycock.
She's going pretty well, Paul, isn't she? Keeping a nice steady rhythm. Coming up to 250. And, as you can see on the caption, 40.85, that is the split for those 50s. We actually get on the scoreboard reds and greens, and when we mentioned that to the viewing public in the gallery, a green signifies that they've actually swam the current 50 a little bit faster than the previous. If it goes red, it's the other way round. Very, very occasionally you get an orange, which signifies they swam exactly the same pace than the previous 50. So there we have that one on our board would be green, but the caption obviously more concerned about just giving you that 40.23. So she's keeping a nice steady pace, Paul.
Yeah, she's going to be somewhere in the low 5 minutes, I think. 4:59 entry time. So she's going to be somewhere outside that, but she will qualify for the final, I think. It's all qualification for the final will be on points. There's a couple of other para swimmers to come in the heats to follow as well. Tony Shaw and Faye Rogers still to swim. 2 Aberdeen swimmers, but Amber Haycock will be setting a good standard here. In terms of the points, Maisie Summers-Newton, you would think, would have a high points total. Paralympic finalist and very close to the British record mark in the S6 class, held by Ellie Simmons, who's a multi-medalled Paralympian, of course. Ellie Simmons, very recognisable figure. Amber Haycock, no, out ahead. Scarlett Humphrey going along very nicely alongside Maisie Summers-Newton there. Going to be around about the kind of 5:20 mark or something like that.
Coming in.
Scarlett Humphrey's British record, Robert, 5:24.16, so watch out for that time. As Amber Haycock, as expected.
Yeah, nice steady
into the finish.
Yeah, coming back in 38.69. And Evie Lambert going to take second. Very close for third between Scarlett and Maisie. Well, very, very close. 5:26.36, Paul.
Yeah, 5:24, the British record. It was just set by Scarlett Humphrey in Berlin at the World Para Series last month. So a swimmer very much on form. And she's ahead of Maisie Summers-Newton, the two Northampton swimmers. Different classifications, of course, but they do like to have their head-to-heads. They did that in the breaststroke. Maisie and Scarlett's breaststroke times were very, very similar. And Scarlett did a huge personal best to swim around about a 4-second PB. Maisie's like, no, that's gone now. That breaststroke challenge is gone. But here's Jenny Hunter in the near side lane to us in lane number 1. She's actually the Scottish record holder, Jenny Hunter, at 6:31.19. So she's held the Scottish record for quite a while, actually. It's good to see her back in the water. Yeah. Certainly pre-COVID, she was going along very nicely. Was training in France last year, her mum was telling me, and she was enjoying herself out there in France. I don't know if she's back in Sussex now and trained by her brother. 6:43 for her. And she's just outside that Scottish record there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mirren Binney on that outside lane, the West Lothian swimmer.
She's got an entry time of 7:43, Paul. So she's turned 7:02. So probably coming somewhere around the 8-minute mark.
Yeah, these para events have actually been dominated by the swimmers from down south, so it's good to see some of the Scottish youngsters swimming in these heats.
Yeah, it's great to give them an opportunity to swim against these swimmers from south of the border. It doesn't happen very often that we get them coming up to compete at this level.
Yeah, Mirren Binney swimming against the likes of Paralympic champion Maisie Summers-Newton. You know, it's always something to remember, isn't it, when you're swimming against these great champions. And Mirren Binney, let's hope she can get a decent time here. You are
just a
right,
touch
Robert.
over, yeah, just a touch over the 8-minute mark, coming back quite fast and just over the minute.
So in terms of the times, it was certainly Amber Haycock out in front. You would think that would be good enough for her to make it into that final tonight. Of course, it is in terms of points, and we do have a couple of other para swimmers to come in the heats, as I mentioned, to follow. All the heats are ranked on times. There's the Humphreys sisters just at the bottom of your picture there. They'll be wearing the blacked out goggles, and they have to be checked by the officials before the results can be confirmed. It's all the S11 swimmers, Robert, all they wear blacked out goggles.
Yeah, yes.
Some of the S11 swimmers, it's a visual impaired class. Some of them have some very, very slight vision, and some of them have no vision at all in the S11 class. So it was decided a few years ago that all the S11 swimmers wear blacked out goggles, so it's a very level playing field.
Yeah,
regardless of vision or light perception for the S11. So it's very interesting. If you've ever tried it, Robert, swim with your eyes closed.
No, I've never tried swimming with my eyes closed.
It is an absolute skill. The Humphreys twins and the top swimmers in this S11 class, it's amazing, actually.
Well, yeah, I actually find it astounding that these visually impaired swimmers can actually swim literally in a straight line for 50 metres.
Well,
Then, as we
skill.
mentioned, that little tap to signify you're about 4 metres from the wall, and the precision they have at getting out of that turn is remarkable. It is a skill, and I commend them for doing that. Their achievements are much greater than the actual able-bodied swimmers, I believe. I've officiated at some events, and I'm astounded at just how much everybody puts into it, from the coaches and the helpers. They couldn't actually do that without the support in the background.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a team effort, that's for sure. It's the second heat of the 6 heats, sorry. 5 heats, 6 heats is on its way.
6 heats, yeah. This is heat 2, Daisy Goldie, City Glasgow in 1. Greta Jukuputi from Derwent side in 2. 3, Sophie Ellison, Western Bartonshire. 4, Molly Weir, Swim West Lothian. 5, Caitlin Morton is City Glasgow, and her teammate who's going pretty well, Eva Ross in lane 6. 7, Ellen McPhee from Faulthouse Penguins. 8 is Lexi Lamont from Aberdeen. Times in this one are in the sort of mid 440s to the high 440s. So 107.42 is the leading start for Eva. 3 swimmers pretty close. Eva in lane 6, Lexi Lamont in lane number 9, sorry, lane 8. And on your side, just in 3rd place, I think Sophie Ellison from Western Bartonshire. Still Eva Ross, just going a wee bit faster than everyone else. You see that, 36.32, 36.59 for Lexi. So just behind Eva, 3 girls almost in a line, Paul. The rest have got a fair bit to do to try and get back on terms.
It's great having these splits, isn't it? You can tell the swimmers that are making the move, especially in the distance events and in the individual medleys as well. You can tell swimmers that are making the moves as they go through the events. And we saw a good individual medley, 400 IM from Eva Ross yesterday. Really strong in the second half of that one, the breaststroke and the freestyle at the end from Eva Ross really pulled her through to an excellent time in that 400 IM, and she's looking strong as we move into the second half of this one as well. Lexi Lamont had a very busy day yesterday. How many events did Lexi Lamont do? She seemed to be about 3 or 4 events in the morning.
And Greta Jukuputi, the Derwent side swimmer, had quite a few events. She finished strongly in one of the heats to take a heat yesterday. She's got a wee bit work. She's actually dropped out a second into 4th place now. As you can see, Lexi's trying to get on terms over that far side. She has actually picked it up a little bit. I think that's the only one that's going to challenge Eva here, Paul.
Yeah, she's going pretty well though. Eva Ross is still maintaining that advantage there. We'll see what kind of splits that she's going to go. We'll see that when they go over here. 36.40 for Eva Ross in that previous 50. So she's opened up a little bit of a gap there from Lexi Lamont. Just another second is the advantage. So it's what, 2.5 seconds now, almost 2.2 seconds, and it's going to be quite tough for anyone to catch that now. Eva Ross with that entry time of 4:46.
Yeah, let's hope she gets a little bit inside that. I'm sure she's going to get somewhere around about the 4:44 mark here, Paul. Finishing strongly. Half expecting a split somewhere around 36 seconds here. Well, it was 36.32. So let's hope that she can come back around a 35 and maybe finish round about 4:45. We've seen, Paul, that a lot of swimmers, both in the morning and more the morning rather than the afternoon heats, maybe adding on a few seconds, 1 or 2 actually swimming a little bit faster, but that's very much down to the fact that they've still got things like British Championships and Scottish Summer Meet in a few weeks, so they'll not be tapered yet, still be in hard training. So That's a good swim from Eva, 4:45.48. She'll be pleased with that, as will the coaching team at City Glasgow. Good swim as well from Lexi, 4:49.14. She's also just inside her entry time. And Molly Weir, Daisy Goldie, just a few seconds over their entry time. So good steady swims, Paul.
Yeah, good stuff indeed from Eva Ross to take that one. 4:45.48. You called it, Robert. People will be thinking this is pre-recorded.
Well, no, I've just got a good clock in my brain, and yeah.
There's the lineup for the third heat. Another one of the para swimmers in this one, Tony Shaw in lane number 1. And Tony from University of Aberdeen Performance. She goes in lane 1. Ella Pullman from Glenrothes in 2. Ella Cunningham, City of Glasgow in 3. Alex Coy, Warren de Bath in 4. Lily Mundell from Hart Midlothian in 5. Gemma Brown Carnegie in 6. Naomi Wilson and May Rogers out there in 7 and 8 for Warren Durbas, with those 2 red caps right at the top of the picture. If you are tuning in for the first time, lane 1 is always going to be at the bottom of your shot, and lane 8 at the top, with the 2 yellow marked lanes in the middle, 4 and 5, with 4 closest to us. So it'll be 4:42 through to 4:44 is the entry times for this one. It's a pretty even start. So I said Tony Shaw, the para swimmer, closest to us in lane number 1. She's a Scottish record holder. That was a record of 4:39.32. She was medalist at the Paralympic Games in Tokyo in this event, the 400 freestyle in the S9 class. Great Britain's first medal in the pool in Tokyo went to Tony Shaw, that bronze.
Wow. Yeah. The oracle has spoken. Well done, Paul. Yes.
I should say that at the Paralympics wasn't the first medal. The Olympics were prior to the Paralympics, as they are this year. So there was a few medals picked up in the pool by the GB team at the Olympics, but in the Paralympics, Tony Shaw was the first.
A very strong start in lane 3 from Ella Cunningham, and Alex Coy was leading at the 100 mark. Well, we'll see how this one develops. The rest of the field got a fair bit to do to try and claw back the advantage that Ella and Alex have built up already. Over the far side, Naomi Wilson, May Roger having a good contest, keeping one another pushed along. But, they're a wee bit to make up on our leaders. Ella Cunningham going well, Paul.
Yeah, she certainly is. 220.40.
Fairly similar splits to the previous heat. So again, we're in the sort of mid 440s range. So, as we said yesterday and the previous day, a lot of swimmers swimming just maybe a little bit over their entry time, and it might well be that Ella will come pretty well close to her entry time. The rest maybe a little bit behind that. We'll see how things develop. Got an idea on splits on this one. 36.15. Ella Cunningham still going faster than everyone else. At the moment, no one making a move, Paul. It looks as though Ella's just got to keep this steady pace going to take this.
It's kind of a little bit stretched out now towards the few swimmers at the back, just kind of losing a little bit of touch to the leaders there, but certainly lane number 3, Ella Cunningham, going along pretty nicely. It's very similar splits, maybe. Indeed. For the first 5 swimmers, all pretty close in terms of their split times for that previous 50, so the order really hasn't changed very much at all. But under Alex Coy, fancies her chances here to make a little bit of a comeback in the last 100. Ella Cunningham swum this pretty well, and entry times again 4:43.80. Might not be too far away from that kind of time.
Ella, finalist in this event at Snags, won the pre-Snags meet at the districts way back around February, March. But she's looking good again, just beginning to inject another wee bit extra pace down the final stretch. So she's got an entry time of 4:43.80. I think she might just be a smidgen over that, maybe 4:44.5. She's finishing extremely strongly over the far side. Roger from Warner Baths. Ella's going to get this. Naomi Wilson second. Was she second? Roger and Ella Cunningham 4:44.77. Roger by 100th ahead of Naomi Wilson. That was tight over on that far side. They were flying at the death, just left it a little bit late. Alex Coy also just under 4:40. But all these swimmers, I say, just almost on their entry time, Paul. Good steady swimming.
Yeah, Tony Shaw, we saw there, should be back for the para final. And the final para swimmer will be Faye Rogers, her University of Aberdeen performance teammate of Tony Shaw's. He will go in line number 4. So Tony Shaw at line number 8, sorry. Tony Shaw swam in the S9 class. Faye Rogers swims in the S10 class. And full lineup for this one: Amelia Mardell from University of Aberdeen performance, Alice Perry from Warren de Bass, India Marshall from University of Aberdeen performance, Caris Mooney from City of Glasgow, Mia McLeod from West Lothian, Emily Riak from University of Aberdeen performance, Kate Nolan from East Lothian in 7, and Faye Rogers, University of Aberdeen performance, out there in line number 8. It's like Tony Shaw, Faye Rogers got a good record in this 400 freestyle. She was, she attended the Olympic trials actually for Tokyo as an able-bodied swimmer. Following that, she's had an accident. She's moved into para swimming with great success, and she was a bronze medalist in this event at the World Championship. So Faye Rogers, we'll watch out for her time, 4:41.06 her entry time, and that is Scottish record time for the S10 class. So keep an eye on the time for Faye, but out ahead at the front of the field, Caris Mooney from City of Glasgow. 2 more heats to come after this one, Robert. So top 8 will make it to the A final. So maybe a good time here in this heat might just force your way into, certainly into a B final, you would imagine, if you win this one, or maybe a chance for the A final as well.
Well, as long as they push along, there's every chance, because as we say, even the top 16 swimmers who still to come, that's the 2 seeded heats. Some of them won't be anywhere near their entry time. So yeah, Caris Mooney, India Marshall, if they can, Caris Mooney and Mia McLeod, if they push on, have every chance of getting a swim this evening, certainly in the B final. Somewhere probably in the low 4:30s would, I suspect, get them a spot in the A final. Caris 2:16.07. 2:16.01 rather. Probably looking around the 4:40 mark, Paul, for a finish. Gives an entry time of 4:36. Again, what was said, all the swimmers are very much on their entry times with the swims. The odd swimmer pulls out a little bit extra. And, most of these swimmers still will be in intense training throughout this month and probably the early part of next month. He's back on the training probably shortly before they go up to Aberdeen for the summer meet, or down to Sheffield for the British Championships.
It's a nice head-on shot there. All the swimmers coming down here.
Should do with swimming a little bit more in the centre of the lane, Paul.
There's a few swimmers actually. We've
some
seen not just the visually impaired swimmers, but some of the swimmers have drifted across to the side of the lanes. I was noticing yesterday, quite unusual. It's quite nice to, I suppose if you swim in a straight line, doesn't matter if you're on one side of the lane or not. Swimmers are used to training on one side of the lane, of course. They'll go in rotation. They don't.
Indeed.
No one will have the lane to themselves in their training schedule, so maybe it's just automatic. You just go to one side of the lane. Doesn't matter as long as you swim in that straight line, does it? So quite a wide lane.
Well, we're going a wee bit more straight this time round, coming down the pool or up the pool, whichever way you want to look upon it. Faye Roger moved into 6th place, gone pretty well over that far side. Probably going to come in somewhere in the mid 440s. Our leader likely to maybe just come a smidgen under 440 if she finished strongly, which will be a few seconds just over her entry time. Good steady swim again from Cass Mooney. So last 3 heats, City Glasgow winners all round, and as I say, just inside a strong finish, 4:39.91, and Faye Roger in the mid 440s, 4:46.25. Good steady swim from her. Hopefully we'll give her an opportunity to be back this evening.
Yeah, she should be back with that time for the para final. Caris Mooney has set the standard though for the 2 heats to follow. The cyclically seeded heats are on their way. So some of the top ranked swimmers for this event will take part in this heat. I think we've got a full heat for this one by the looks of things. We've got Hayley Ross from Queen's University in 1, Mary Mischenko, University of Aberdeen Performance in 2, Alice Forrest from Derwentside in lane number 3, Mari Craig, Sophie Main and Ailsa MacDonald had some success over the last couple of days already. They go in 4, 5 and 6 for Edinburgh University. Tegan Black, East Lothian in 7, and Cara Gordon for Edinburgh University in lane number 8. So big Edinburgh University presence. Where's the Queen's University, Robert?
I have no idea where Queen's University. I'm wondering whether it might be over in Ireland.
I think there is a Queen's University.
Yeah.
Is it Belfast or something
Belfast,
like that? But
yeah,
I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We'll
Hayley Ross is Queen.
Get that
yeah.
back for you. We'll do some investigation on that one.
Hayley Ross from Queen's University. She's closest to us here, but it's the local university. Mari Craig, Sophie Main, Ailsa MacDonald. We've seen Mari Craig feature on the medal podium a couple of times, haven't we?
Yeah, third last night in I think it was the 400 free that we had last. Well, sorry, wasn't the 400 free? It would
the 800.
The 800 free, yeah.
And the 200 as well was yesterday. But yeah, Mari Craig in lane number 4, and Alice Forrest, the 15-year-old from Derwentside. She's going in lane number 3.
Yeah, she's been performing very well. Just 15, Alice, and good to see her coming up and competing at this level and performing at a very, very high standard. We've had a few Derwentside swimmers who've made some finals. Eva O'Halloran Hutchison, one of them. Her brother's been swimming pretty well in the heats, but not managing to get finals. Always welcome to see a lot of swimmers from the north of England coming up and competing at the national events. They do that regularly, and just adds to the competition we have up here. But Mari Craig, I think, just shades the advantage at the moment, just maybe half a metre clear. Alice Forrest just on her shoulder, 1:12.87. Sorry, 2:12. That would be world record time, 2:12.87. So we're probably in range of a little bit under 4:30. Mari doing just enough to ensure qualification. Same, I think, is also true of Ailsa MacDonald.
Ailsa MacDonald over there in lane 6. The champion a couple of days ago in the individual medley, 200 individual medley for Ailsa MacDonald. So she's a swimmer on good form, and these two maybe stretching away from the field. Alice Forrest now in third, and one heat to come, Robert. Of course, 8 swimmers will make it into the final. So if you're in the top 3, you're in a good spot. If you're in 4th, then you're a little bit of jeopardy, aren't you?
Indeed, Sophie's a little bit further back in lane 5, so she really needs to try and pick up if she wants to ensure or get a chance to get into that final. 3:21.32. As I said earlier, anything under 4:30 should get you into the A final. Somewhere in the low 4:30s will be certainly B final territory, and only the one swimmer under 4:40, so we don't know whether that time from Caris Mooney will give her an outside chance of getting into a B final. The chances are it probably will.
Yeah, I would think a B final certainly for Caris Mooney would be on the cards here. The top 2 are going to make sure of their place in this A final. Mary Craig and Ailsa MacDonald, they are going to claim that one. I wonder if Alice Forrest is going to hold off the challenge from Sophie Main in the closing stages here as they come in. It looks like Mary Craig's got this one sewn up though, and Ailsa MacDonald's going to be just second, not much in it at all. 4:29.63, and Alice Forrest and Sophie Main well inside the 4:30 mark. Mary Mischenko faster than Caris Mooney as well in 5th. Cara Gordon just outside the 4:40 mark.
You can see how slowly some of these swimmers actually finished. 3 swimmers all over 4:40. So Caris Mooney on a 4:39 will be back this evening in the, certainly the B final, Paul. She'll be pleased with that.
Yeah, there's a lineup for.
I'm quite sure whether Mia McLeod finishing second in that previous heat is also maybe a borderline for that B final. No swimmer Georgia Dickey sadly not taking part, so I think we'll find Mia McLeod might sneak in as well to the B final. In 1 we have Isabel Wood, Edinburgh University, Emily Maxwell in 3, Derwentside, 4 Michaela Glenister from Stirling University, 5 Phoebe Arbuckle, Warner Bass Club, 6 Sarah Kravitz from the East Lothian Swim Team, 7 Rosie Foster, Warner Baths, and 8 Amber Hinton from Dumfries. Well, 4:14 Michaela Glenister, Phoebe Arbuckle 4:22, the rest in the high 4:20s or low 4:30s. So sub 4:35 will get you almost certainly into the A final. You expect Emily Maxwell, Michaela Glenister, Phoebe Arbuckle, those 3 certainly to be there or thereabouts. Zara Kravitz out fairly strongly, and even Zara has on a 1:04.79, just a fraction slower than the split for the first heat, so they're all going a little bit faster.
Phoebe Arbuckle had a great swim yesterday. She was the junior champion and also the senior silver medalist, wasn't it, in the 200?
Senior silver medalist, yeah, yesterday. I'm sure she'll be swimming a 1500 later on. I can double check that one for you.
Well, she's going in lane number 5, that red cap of Warrender Bass. Michaela Glenister, though, is probably the class of this field. Michaela Glenister, again, a couple of excellent swims we've seen from Michaela Glenister. Regular competitor in the, well, she's at University of Stirling, but even prior to that, I think she's a regular competitor up here in Scotland. So she's been around for a few years now. Michaela Glenister still young though, just 22 years of age, and she's going across very nicely. 2:11.57. Finalist at the British Championships, British short course champion as well, Michaela Glenister. So be comfortable qualification, you would think, for her from these heats.
An interesting one, because you might have expected the first 2 in this to be doing the 1500, but they've elected not to do that. They've elected just to do the the 400, of course, there is a final for the 400, so it would be a big ask to do a 4 and a 1500 in the one session. That's maybe the reason why Georgia Dickey's pulled out. She's actually entered for the 1500. Alice Forrest, though, is decided she's going to be a glutton. She's entered both, so
well,
good on her. But coming up from Derwent's side, she maybe just wants to see how she performs in both those events. She's actually second fastest on entry time for the 1500, so could be an interesting contest later on. Michaela and Phoebe just doing enough, I'm sure, Paul, to get them into this evening's final. Long way back in third place, Emily Maxwell, 3:24, so she's comfortable for the final, I'm sure. Sarah Kravis, probably, if she can finish fourth, will also be in that final. Rosie Foster got a lot to do to get into that A final, and you can see how stretched the field is. Some of these swimmers are going to be well under 440.
Glenister looks like she has this one sewn up now. Arbuckle now, they're going to be safely into that final. Emily Maxwell should be there as well in lane number 3, and also Zara Kravich as well will be in with a shout. I think it was 4:34 was the 4th place position in that previous heat, as Glenister eases in a 4:25. Arbuckle in second, safely home in 4:26. I think the top 4 certainly going to be inside the 4:34. Oh, Zara Kravich 4:35, but I think that should be good enough for her to claim 8th place. I think Zara Kravich.
Certainly Zara Kravich will be the 8th fastest qualifier. I'm convinced at that, Paul. Amber Hinton 4:37. Rosie Foster, they'll both be there, as will Isabel Wood. And there we have confirmation that is the top 8. Zara Kravitz making the final. The next 8 swimmers are our B finalists. Mia McLeod is in, along with Hayley Ross.
Caris Mooney's well inside that B final, wasn't she, from that heat number 4. Emily Riak and Amelia Mardell will be the reserves for that B final. So just 2 reserves, Robert? Is that 3 reserves? I think, I'm not sure.
2 reserves.
2 reserves.
2 reserves for that, so yeah.
It's Faye Rogers, the para swimmer. She'll be back again for that para final. You would think, as will Tony Shaw. I think Amber Haycock will be there as well. It is all to do with points, but those 3 that we just saw will have big points total. Should be in the top 8. And there's the final swimmers as well. I expect to see Scarlett Humphrey there and Maisie Summers-Newton. They should be there in that final, along with Eliza Humphrey as well. But wait for confirmation of the para finalists. Of course, it is on points, not on time, so not necessarily the swimmer who touches the wall first has a higher number of points. Talking about para swimmers, Bruce D, Alfie Penfold and Noah Burden. They go in this first heat of the 6 heats of the male and open 400 freestyle. Bruce D, closest to us, swims in the S6 class. Alfie Penfold in the S13 class, swimmer with a visual impairment, and Noah Burden in the S9 classification. So Bruce D and Noah Burden, 2 swimmers with physical impairments. Bruce D with more impaired than Noah Burden, S1 to S10 for those with physical impairments, with S1 being the most impaired and S10 being the least impaired. And Alfie Penfold, an S13 swimmer, so we saw the visually impaired swimmers in the women's race. Alfie Penfold is has partial vision. He won't be swimming with blacked out goggles. He's eligible to have a tapper though if he needs to be tapped. He's not chosen to do that, so Alfie Penfold will have some sight. You'll be able to see the markings on the bottom of the pool as he comes into the turn. Does a pretty good job, Alfie Penfold, on that turn there as he goes through in 109.02. Noah Burden in second, 115.66, and Bruce D in third position. Well, Bruce D, it's pretty much quite a meteoric rise this year, Bruce D, you have to say. He's had a good couple of years, leading into this Paralympic year in 2024, but it was really at the World Para Series in Aberdeen in February this year that he began to take big chunks off his times. All that hard work he'd been doing in the Northampton team really paid off for Bruce D. And as I said, he really dropped chunks of his time in those World Para Series in Aberdeen in February, and when they came to the trials in London at the beginning of April, Bruce D had again some sensational performances, and he was chosen for that team to go to the Paris Paralympic Games. He's actually the only swimmer from the S1 to S10 classifications for the males that have been chosen for that Paris team, so well done to Bruce D for that selection. 400 freestyle, not one of the target events that for Bruce D in Paris, but it is one that he's performed well before. He was telling me yesterday that he's certainly going to swim the individual medley and the breaststroke event, the IM. He took a silver medal at the European Championships earlier this year, so that'll be one to watch out for Bruce D. Alfie Penfold though, out ahead of the field, 3 minutes .23 as he goes over the 250 mark. And Alfie Penfold again is a swimmer. He's been around for a few years now. He's been making steady progress, Alfie Penfold, and it's good to see him swimming so well in this 400 freestyle. 21 years of age now. He's part of that big England talent team that has come up from down south, and they've been really supportive of each other. The introductions for the para finals, they've been really noisy on poolside, and they look like a real tight unit, Robert, giving each other great support. And Alfie Penfold, I expect when he comes down here again, he'll get some cheers from his teammates. I can see them lining up on poolside in those white and red tops. You just see them at the top of the picture there.
Yeah, he's actually going very strongly, Paul. At 450 is certainly under threat, and a lot of the para swimmers that are up here are swimming probably very much on their entry times, and in some cases a wee bit faster. I think we're going to see an improvement in the time in this one from Alfie.
Yeah, let's hope so. He can dip under that 450 mark. He's doing it. Looks really good, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. Final 50, really strong for Alfie Penfold. There's Bruce D going in the other direction. We'll watch out for his time as well. And also Noah Burden as well. But here comes Alfie Penfold. Let's see what kind of time he can get. Come on, Alfie.
Certainly
get under that 450.
Comfortably under it. Yeah, great swim. Wow. 4:48.30.
So well done, Alfie Penfold. Let's see what Bruce D can do. European silver medalist in individual medley. It's a long-standing British record in this S6 male class, held by Matt Warwood. It's lasted around about a decade or so. So Bruce D might have his eyes on that in the future. I'm not sure it's going to be threatened this morning. 5:10.09, but Bruce D, swimmer very much on form as he builds towards Paris.
Very respectable time, 5:31.45. Just about 8 seconds over his entry time, and Noah finishes in 5:36.6. A great swim though from Alfie.
Yeah, well done, Alfie Penfold. He will take that into the final. Bruce D was telling me this morning he's not going to be in that final because, well, he has to go back to school tomorrow, he was telling me. So he's got to drive down to Northampton tonight to be at school tomorrow. So we won't see him in the final, unfortunately, but it's been great to see him here for these championships here in Edinburgh. Let's hope it's not the last time we see Bruce D up here. So a couple of other para swimmers in this one. Zach Sturgis goes in 2. And on the other side of the pool, Thomas Navarro Barber goes in lane 7. But some non-para swimmers as well in the centre. Ethan Collins from Bells Hill on the red cap in 3. Nikolai Cisnet, City of Glasgow, in the blue cap in lane number 4. Callum McKenzie with the red cap of Perth City in lane number 5. Tom Armitage leading them out. The Highland swimmer goes in lane number 6. And as I said, the 2 para swimmers are the 2 bookends, Zach Sturgis and Thomas Navarro Barber. But real Nikolai Cisnet, 14 years of age, Robert. I remember you talking about him the last time we did the live stream.
Another
real,
very good all-rounder, very good prospect from City Glasgow. I don't know exactly how many medals, well, I'm talking gold medals that he took at Stags, something around 10 or thereabouts. This was one of the events that he won. And he's been pretty dominant. We actually talked about, I think, butterfly. He the butterfly backstroke. I think he did something like a 113 or a 2, maybe a 213 in the butterfly. And he, as I say, well clear time-wise from every other Scot. But there was an English guy who also competed this weekend and was 4 seconds faster. So although he's well clear of everybody else in Scotland, still got a wee bit to make up on the best of the guys down south. But being 14, he's got plenty of time in his hands. But you can see very strong start from Nikolai. Already gone 5 or 6 clear of Tom Armitage, who's been having a good meet. The Highland swim team have been competing extremely well this weekend. But you can see Nikolai, nice stroke, very effortless, but lots of work being done under that water there. Strong pull. 209.35 at the halfway mark.
He's a tall figure for a 14-year-old.
He's a bit, he is a very tall lad. So some of the other 13, 14-year-olds who've been swimming against them kind of feel, well, you know, we're 10 seconds, 15 seconds behind them. But some of these guys are quite small at the moment. They've still got some growing to do. But Nikolai already almost 6 seconds clear of Tom Armitage. Very close for third, Callum McKenzie in third place. Our 2 para swimmers going well on the outside lane, Zach and Thomas. Ethan Collins, who was the junior champion yesterday in the 50 butterfly, getting presented with that medal this morning. Having a go at this longer distance, a wee bit better, maybe over a 200, the Bells Hill lad, but Nikolai looking strong, Paul. 3:17 after the 300. So finish probably around about the 4:25. He has an entry time of 4:27. Now, almost looks as though he's doing a swim down here.
It's quite interesting, isn't it, Robert, when you look at some of the names that have been really successful at a young age. I mean, you're saying he's like 10 gold medals at the Snags, and it's quite interesting that some of the swimmers you see being successful, some of them don't make it through, but quite often a lot of them do make it through, being very successful, and other ones maybe a little bit later developers, they come through as well. I mean, Katie Shanahan was a real, a 12-year-old, she was a real champion, and she's come through. The likes of James Guy was someone who was a real champion at a very young age, as Nikolai comes in there. What a battle for second there. 2 100s, Tom Armitage taking it. Zach Sturgis is the first of the para swimmers home, and Thomas Navarro Barber follows him with 4:36 for him. 2 para swimmers been on the fringes of the GB squad, these 2. So it's good to see them getting that 4:30 mark. But Nikolai, great swim there, 4:25 from him to take that one. good improvement on the entry time
you
as
see
well.
a wee bit more experience. As I say, he's only 14. Tom Armitage, Carl McKenzie, Tom 17, Callum 15. Finished sub 31. Nikolai did a 35, roughly 35s, 34s, 35s. The penultimate a 34, and he finished on a 33. So not significantly faster in the last 100 compared to the older guys, and that'll come with more experience, Paul, I'm sure.
Certainly a great prospect, you have to say. Nikolai says that. Let's hope that he can come through the ranks, continue that great run of form that we've seen. There's the next heat on their way. Heat number 3, Taylor Sinclair from Elgin in lane number 1. Aaron Drake goes for Warren Derbas in 2. Gregor Skinner in 3 from first. Ollie Carter goes in lane number 4 from Stirling University. Alexander Bell in 5 from City of Glasgow. Kieran Williams goes in 6 for England Talent Programme. Harry Sharp in 7 from Warren Derbas. And Hayden Stirling will go in lane number 8 from St Thomas.
Oh, somebody must think it's your birthday and my birthday, Paul. They've come up with some sweets, which you know, the officials will be plied with an odd sweet from time to time just to keep the sugar levels up. But we usually miss out on that. But they've been nice enough to come up and help.
Well, we know if you go quiet, Robert, that's it. You'll be eating these toffees that they're getting up to us. I'll take over. You can eat your toffee, and you can do me the favour a little bit later on as well. It's a good start up there in lane 7.
Harry Sharp has had a very, very good meet. I think he's had a junior, at least one junior title so far this week. And, going very strongly, 32.81 on that far side. Sometimes find that you've got a swimmer who's gone out very, very well compared to the rest of the field, who are maybe just swimming much about their entry times, and it's a lone furrow that you've got to plough for 200 or 400 metres. Not easy when you've got to do it all on your own, and Harry Sharp's going pretty strongly, 2:06.40. Entry time for Harry of 4:23.87. So at this pace, certainly looking at maybe a little bit under the 4:18, 4:19 mark, and thereabouts. See how this split goes. You've got to try and keep 33 and a half pace coming to the 250 mark. 4 swimmers on this near side having a good contest. 33.28, well, certainly going well. Ollie Carter, the S12 category swimmer, I think he's a Scottish champion at this event, Scottish record holder. Going well in lane 4 now, coming through very strongly is Ollie.
Yeah, Ollie trying to make his way. I mean, he's been to the World Championships a couple of times, Ollie Carter. Didn't make the para team. This is one of his target events, his 400 freestyle, but unfortunately that was dropped from the para program for Paris, so that was unfortunate for Ollie. He had to concentrate on other events and performed really well, you have to say, at the trials, Ollie Carter, but wasn't quite good enough to make it into that Paris team. He's looking strong here, and he should be making his way into the para final with this performance.
Yeah, certainly finishing extremely strongly is Ollie. Harry keeping it together. Let's see if he gets another 33. Well, it's a high 33s. He's gone out strongly, and he's finding it tough being on his own over there. Let's see if he can come back at 32 and get under 4:20. But it's going to be a wee PB for Harry Sharp.
Yeah, Harry swum this really well, as you said, Robert, all on his own for pretty much the whole of this race. And let's see what kind of time he can get. It's going to be under the 4:20. Let's hope he can just do that. He's going to dip under, I think.
Well done.
Well done.
Fabulous. Well done, Harry. I'm really pleased to see putting in that effort, and it gets rewarded. A wee bit of a psychological barrier that is now broken, 4:20.
Also well done, Ollie Carter in second place there. It's a decent swim for him, 4:23.37, just a couple of seconds outside his entry time, but I think he'll be pleased with that one. He worked really hard in the closing stages and pull him through into second. So fourth heat of this 400, we have Mano Drysdale in lane number 1 from Warrender. Callum Sinclair from West Lothian goes in lane number 2. Thomas Traynor and Kai Connolly, South Lanarkshire swimmers, they go side by side in 3 and 4. West Lothian's Ewan Jones goes in lane 5. 2 from East Lothian, Panos Angelakis and Connor Aspinall, they go in 6 and 7. And Magnus Morris goes in lane number 8. So swimmers we have seen in the water a few times already over the last couple of days. Connor Aspinall, who leads them out in lane 7, he's had some success. He was the junior champion on day 1 of these championships in the 800 freestyle. Good swim from him on that day 1.
I'm expecting Connor Aspinall to win this one and win it comfortably. Entry time of 4:19.72, and that's main reason that I say that is he was out with an injury earlier in the season, just getting back to the sort of form that you would have expected out of the pool, probably for the best part of 2.5-3 months. Runner-up in this event at Nationals, where I would expect at 4:20ish entry time. Hopefully he'll be a little bit inside that, maybe 4:16, 4:17.
See one that can force his way into maybe the A final, possibly. 2 more heats to come again. Yeah. Certainly you should see him in the B final.
Yeah, certainly I'd expect him certainly to be comfortably into the B final. Maybe third fastest in that B final. You never know, he could pull something special out and scrape into the A final. I've said before in the live stream, if you've heard me, that last year the winner of the Ian Prentice Memorial Award for Junior Open Water, and multiple winner at all these open water events over distances ranging from 1k up to 5k. I wasn't at the open water national event 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was away on holiday, but you know, Connor will be competing at all these open water events over the summer. So any of you that want to try it, please come along. Look on the Scottish Swimming web page under in the open water section. That includes anybody from out with Scotland who wants to come along. If you're a Swim England or Swim Wales, Northern Ireland swimmer, that will qualify you as a registered member to also come and compete at any of the events later in the year. So that's advert done for open water so far. Paul, if I'm here this afternoon, you'll get it again.
Well, Aspinall going pretty well here, but he's not having it all his own way, because Panos Angelakis is giving chase, and Aspinall just opening up maybe a couple of tenths there. It was Panos Angelakis closed up by almost a second on that previous 50. And right on the near side as well, Mano Drysdale, Callum Sinclair and Thomas Traynor, also not too far behind Angelakis, but Aspinall always led from the start. They come up to the final turn here. Looks like he's got this one under control, but maybe a little bit closer than we thought it might have been in the early stages.
Maybe I was hoping that he'd maybe get somewhere around about 4:16. Again, it's down to the fact that he's only been back in the pool 2 or 3 months, and it's taken a while maybe to get that fitness back up to the level, and it will take maybe another 4 to 6 months, hopefully, to see him get beyond where he should be. But his teammate is giving it everything down the final stretch. I think he's hanging on here. Panos is just going to get touched out and no more. A very strong finish from Panos, and both of them just inside the 4:20 mark. 4:19.42 for Connor, 4:19.92. Good swim from Callum Sinclair, the Swim West Lothian swimmer. 4:21.12. I think that will maybe get him into a B final as well. Give him half a chance. So Connor is the fastest so far. And, Harry Sharp's also on that 4:19.84, second fastest. So chances are he'll be back, given that we have an empty lane. Certainly, Connor Aspinall is at least guaranteed a swim in the B final. Joshua Robinson in 1 from Derwent side. 2 is empty. 3, Jude Lilliard, Edinburgh University teammate Arthur Logan in 4. Empty lane in 5. 6 is Scott Fleming from South Lanarkshire, William Shepherd from Perth City in 7, and Ben Rogers, University of Aberdeen Performance, goes in 8. So as I say, there's those 3 times sub 4:20. I think we'll comfortably say we'll get them B final swims, and maybe the swimmer Callum Sinclair might also get back this evening. A strong start from Jude and Arthur. Arthur, I think, was bronze medalist last night. Jude Lilliard, Arthur Logan, 1 and 2. Scott Fleming, Joshua Robinson, also sub a minute. Scott Fleming will want to make sure he's in the A final as well, over in lane 6.
Yeah, we saw William Shepherd as well. Swimming that 1500 last night. He's going in lane number 7. So watch out for him maybe in the closing stages of this one. Jude Lydiard though leads them through, with Arthur Logan in close attendance. These two trying to make sure of that place in that top 8. Jude Lydiard going really well as they come down to the halfway point. Again, unusual to see some missing lanes here, so some of the top seeded swimmers not taking the starts here, and that's given the opportunity certainly for some others to try and make it into those A finals and the B finals later on tonight. But Jude Lydiard with Arthur Logan just pulling back very slightly by 0.4 of a second, and that's only halfway, Robert, but a good,
those two are
good battle shaping up here.
Yeah, those two look pretty comfortable at the head of affairs. Scott Fleming can see that he's well behind, but also well clear in third. So Scott will just do what he needs to do. Ensure he's back for that final. Whether he actually gives it everything, I suspect not. He'll keep plenty in the tank and have a go this evening to see if he can get a PB. Scott going pretty comfortably. Time that he comes into the event was what he did at Scottish National Age Groups. A really cracking few days up there. 4:04.92. Improved by about a couple of seconds in that event to take the gold medal. But we've got Arthur Logan now sneaking into the lead, 3:01.16. As you mentioned, a couple of swimmers not taking part. Jack Munsey did swim on Friday, but maybe was a bit under the weather and decided that he couldn't do himself justice either yesterday or today, so he's pulled out. I hope that Jack's feeling a bit better, and we'll see him back in the pool soon. But Arthur's looking pretty strong, Paul.
Yeah, Jude Lydiard as well. He's now playing catch up to Arthur Logan, but these two should be comfortably into that A final, you would imagine, with one more heat to come. Arthur Logan is going to take this one just over the 4 minute mark. He eases in to the finish in 4:03.45. Jude Lydiard 4:05.53. In third place, looks like Scott Fleming is going to be in at 4:12.25. So that'll be the target. William Shepherd finished well, the 1500 metres medalist yesterday, in 4:17. So
yeah, that's the 4:17 maybe just is the margin for the swimmers in our next heat. All 8 go, so you'd expect Scott Fleming 4:12 will be there. 4:17 might be there. Sarah Gowan, Warder Baths Club goes in 1. Brodie Gordon Gibson, Edinburgh University 2. 3 Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen Performance. 4 Alexander Sargent from Millfield School. 5 it's George Smith, Stirling University. Teammate Andy Baker goes in 6. 7 James Bodie from Geary. And 8 Benjamin Beale from Derwentside. Another youngster from Derwentside who's been performing very well over on that far side, Paul, Benjamin Beale. I'd expect him to certainly be in the B final. And if he's in the B final, he'll maybe give himself half a chance of taking that one. I don't see him getting into the A final. But the 2 fastest in this are almost together. George Smith in 5, Alexander Sargent in 4. But you can see how relaxed they are even just after this first 100, almost treating it like a swim down.
it's going to be an interesting tussle between these two actually. George Smith is very good in the individual medley. Alexander Sargent, of course, has already won the 1500, already won the 800. They're looking for another title, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting contest because Alexander Sargent has got the fastest entry time by quite a way, by about 7 seconds, but George Smith has shown some great form.
Well, it's virtually a second and a half faster. You can see 30:21. Sargent might just take the view, let's just qualify, and if I've got lane 5 or if I've got lane 6, that's fine. Happy with that.
Well, he's had a busy programme, hasn't he? He's had the 800, he's had the 1500, so probably no surprise to see him conserving some energy in a heat. Well, Smith goes through there. 2 seconds exactly is the advantage that he has at the halfway point. Sargent in 2nd position. He doesn't be okay in 3rd place. He's probably going to be okay in 4th place. He doesn't particularly want to be in 4th place though, just in case. You can never tell, can you? But he's just doing enough to stay ahead of the swimmers on the inside of him. That's Cameron Travis and Brodie Gordon Gibson. So George Smith still with that lead. The gap has closed up very slightly by half a second or so. Alexander Sargent with almost that, picking up a little bit now, almost that loping style of freestyle. And he's coming up alongside George Smith now as they come down to the 300 mark.
I feel that Sargent just wants to pick him up with the final 100, just beginning to work a wee bit harder, but not much. Those 4 are all going to make the final, Paul. Henry Baker is going to be, I think, the fastest coming into the B final. I don't think he's going to threaten 4:17. Does Sargent want to go past George? Doesn't seem to worry about it. I think he's decided, yeah, I'll let George get the plaudits for this one.
And the 2 inside are coming back strongly as well. Cameron Travis and Brodie Gordon Gibson, they're having a little bit of a tussle. They might overtake Sargent here if he's not careful. It's going to be George Smith into the wall first. Alexander Sargent just doing enough to get second, I think. Just lunges for the wall at the end to get ahead of Cameron Travis, with Brodie Gordon Gibson in second. Is he going to be inside 4:70?
Well,
Henry
in
Baker
fact,
well
Henry
inside
Baker
there.
and
And Siddharth Gulen as well.
yeah, I'm surprised at that.
4:13.
Yeah.
They might all make it, you know.
Siddharth Gulen, I think,
no.
is the
First reserve, I think.
first.
Yeah. Or into the B final, yeah.
The B final. That was just so easy for the top two, and of course the other two are so close that Henry Baker, being that bit further back, still was fast enough to get into the final along with Scott Fleming.
Yeah, there we go. 4:12 was the cut-off point there.
We'll see if
Joe
the
Smith leads the way.
4:19s get in. Well,
yeah.
Callum Sinclair did get in along with Joshua Robinson and Ben Rogers. So Joshua Robinson from Derwent's side will be back this evening. James Bodie, Ollie Carter will be first and second reserves.
Well, Ollie Carter probably swimming the para final, so
final.
Benjamin Beale might get promoted.
He
there
might
to
get
the
promoted
second
if
reserve.
we have the an odd withdrawal, which on the final day sometimes will happen.
Well, Bruce D's not going to be here, as he said.
Yeah.
So there'll be a space in the para final. I don't think there wasn't more than 8 in the para event, but it's a principle.
Yeah. Yep.
That was a bad example, wasn't it? But never mind. You know what I meant, Robert.
I know
what
exactly what you meant, Paul. Yeah. So more para swimmers going to take part in the very first of our heats. It's 100 butterfly now. 6 heats. We also have Rogers coming a couple of heats after.
Yeah, Emma Imrie in lane number 3. Connie Ratley goes in 4. Ella Williams goes in lane 5. Couldn't see Ella Williams there for a second, but she is there. Visually impaired swimmer in the S13 class. Connie Ratley is a swimmer in the S9 classification, and Emma Imrie goes in the S10. So Connie Ratley out ahead of the field, and very similar impairment to the likes of Tony Shaw. Connie Ratley's gone out to a good start here. 1:22.01 for the England Talent Performance team member, and also her teammate as well, Ella Williams, going in this 100 butterfly, visually impaired swimmer in the S13 classification. So both these swimmers with their entry times in the 1:20 range, 1:22 for Connie Ratley and 1:25 for Ella Williams. Emma Imrie will be trying to dip under the 1:40 mark, the S10 swimmer from South Ayrshire.
Emma out in a 44. So she's going to just keep that pace going to ensure she's got a chance of getting under the 140 mark, Paul. But good solid swims here from Connie and from Ella. 1:22.07, she's pretty well on that time. 1:23.52 for Connie. Just wait for the time to appear for Ella. 1:28.92. So again, just a few seconds over the entry time. And here comes Emma. That's a good time. About half a second faster. 1:39.29. 1:39.70. You'll be delighted with that.
Yeah, it's a good improvement there from Emma Imrie. So excellent time for her. And there we are, confirmation of the results. Ella Williams just outside her entry time, 1:26.04 for her. Connie Ratley also just outside her entry time as well. And our next heat is up now. Alexandra Miller. Oh, Perry Scobie actually. Heat number 2. Oh, it confused me because it has been reseeded.
Yeah,
I'll go to my other piece of paper that I have here.
Paper because of the reseeding. Thank you, Paul.
I try to confuse us, don't they? Perry Scobie was due to take the start in lane number 1, but she's not there. But we do have Louise Connell in lane number 2 from City of Glasgow. Catherine Bodie in lane 3 from Geary. Morvan Adams from Dundee City Aquatic in 4. Abigail Crawford in lane number 5 from City of Glasgow. Zoe Crawford from first in lane 6, and Alexandra Miller in lane number 7 from Faulthouse. They go through the turn. Morvan Adams leads them through, only 5 100s ahead of Catherine Body. These swimmers in the centre lane, all looking for those entry times of around about 106, 107. Morvan Adams 106.80 was her entry time, and it's almost a perfect spearhead here. Very, very close contest as they come into the last 15. Lane 3 going well. Catherine Body maybe pushing in now. Also Louise Connell. Also lane 5, Abigail Crawford. It might be Crawford, might just take this one. Very close indeed. 4 swimmers all together, and it was Abigail Crawford. 108.05.
She really did want that. She's got a great finish, Abigail. Just missed out on a medal in this event at Snags, and was the winner at the 200. Abigail, so a great finish. It's important to get those arms over and get it right nailed so that the arms come over just as you're hitting that wall. If you don't time it, then you know, that can be the difference.
Yeah, we saw that in the 50 butterfly yesterday. A couple of those heats were decided just on the finish. Rebecca Reid goes in at lane 1 for this next heat. Ashley Drake, Faye Rogers, Melissa Mainwaring. We have Nicole Debris, Nulago, Gabriella Lissing, and Kalila Smith in that outside lane. The final para swimmer to be swimming is Faye Rogers, and well, she's going to be firm favourite for this 100 metres butterfly para title. She is the world champion. Took that world title last year in Manchester, so a swimmer very much on good form as she builds toward Paris. Faye Rogers there in lane number 3, so we'll keep an eye on the time for Faye as she goes into closing stages.
She is flying like, finishing like a train over in lane 7. Gabrielle Leasing though is going well, their end swimmer, but Faye might actually take this, get the arms over in the right position as she does. She nailed that perfectly. What a swim.
Yeah, not too far away from her own British record as well. 106.39 for Faye Rogers. British record standing at 105 at 48. So less than a second outside her own British para record for Faye Rogers. So that's a good swim from her in her signature event. You have to say 100 fly is very much the one she's focusing on for Paris.
So anybody watching this, if you want to relive what you've seen and see some of these finishes, it's important to just watch those finishes and get those arms over in the right position. So on to our next heat. Katie Rose, Faith Yuda. Katie Rose won the Bass Club, Faith Yuda, Edinburgh University, Madison Cool, University of Aberdeen Performance. Ciara Slauson, Edinburgh University. 5, Stella McCarthy, City Glasgow. Derwent Sides, Emily Maxwell in 6, 7. Leila Weatherspoon, Heart of Midlothian. 8, Alice Cumming from City Glasgow. Well, it's the first of the seeded heats. No swimmer in 3, Madison Cool withdrawn. But Ciara Slauson making it look pretty easy, Paul. Stella McCarthy will be comfortable in second. They'll probably be making it into this evening's final. But Ciara Slauson has this pretty well wrapped up. Fifth at the British Championships, and
so for the 1 minute mark from Ciara Slauson.
Katie Rose might, a bit luck, find herself in a final 105.26, depending on what happens in the next 2 heats. 1, Evie Mackey, South Lanarkshire. 2, Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow. 3, Catherine Renfrew, Perth City. 4, Lucy Greaves, Stirling University. 5 is Kathleen Dawson, Stirling University. 6, Orla McInnes, Hartlepool Midlothian. 7, Josephine Clyde, Stirling University. And 8, Paige van den Westhuizen from Stirling University. Well, I'd love to see Catherine Brentford do a 200 butterfly. Never seen her compete at a high level in that. Maybe better over the shorter distances. We'll see if she's got a strong finish. She's got to really get in the mix if she wants to trouble Lucy Grieve and Kathleen Dawson, who are out almost together. 28, 28, 28, 33, Josephine Klein in lane 7. Best of the rest. It's a strong finish required to get you maybe into that A final. But Lucy Grieve, who, as Paul mentioned, got that Scottish record in the 50 last night, to share that with Kiana McInnes, takes that. 1:00:55. Kathleen Dawson second, very close. Paige van der Westhuizen just takes third ahead of Kathleen Dawson. 1:04:08.
Well, a few in the 104 range, a few in the 105 ranges as well. But Lucy Grieve, great swim, swimming with confidence after that record. Equaling performance last night, and a good swim from Kathleen Dawson as well. Nice to see her performing over the butterfly instead of her signature backstroke event, which she was an excellent performance yesterday from Kathleen Dawson. Another one of these swimmers on her way to Paris.
200 junior champion Coco Coxford goes in this one. Kiana McInnes. It's her first appearance of the weekend. Kiana Kirtzer in 1, it from Wonderbass Club. 2, Eva O'Halloran Hutchison from Derwentsside. 3 is Coco Coxford, South Lanarkshire. 4, Kiana McInnes, the Scottish record holder, in lane 4 from Stirling University. Teammates Maddie Robertson 5, Elena Morgan 6. 7 is Ailey Robertson, South Ayrshire, and 8 Isabel Wood, Edinburgh University. And we'll see what Kiana's got to show in this one. We'll be off to the Olympics in a few weeks.
Yeah, it was a sensational
championships recently, so going really well now is Kiana. Well, Kiana McInnes out 27.17.
Yeah, very good first split here. Kiana McInnes, Scottish record stands at 57.92. It'd be incredible if she can challenge that one, but she had a fantastic trials in London. Great win in the 200 metres butterfly to qualify for the Olympic Games, and let's see what Kiana McInnes can do here. She's certainly going for it. 57.92 Scottish record, and that's not too far away at all. 59.05 for her. 31.86 on that second 50, with Maddie Robertson in second and Coco Croxford in third position. But great swim there from Kiana McInnes. 59.05. Maddie Robertson just in second, with Croxford and Coetza in third and fourth position there in the 103. They should make it into the final, both there in 7th and 8th place, and Kiana McInnes just taking that one. 59.05. Vesthuizen just missing out there, and Evie O'Halloran Hutchison just scraping into that B final as well in 106.10. Just 4 100s ahead of Alice Cumming, who just misses out. So close race, good swim there from Kiana McInnes.
Very good swim, and I think because she managed to get herself into the final, Kiana Kirtzer, she and Coco Coxford will be vying for the junior title this evening. So that's something to look forward to. We also have another McInnes who managed to get into the final. Wee sister Orla is in the B final.
Well, the McInneses.
I don't think we'll have a McInnes 1, a 1-2 in the B or the A final, but Kiana will be strong fancy for that A final, Paul. But nice to see her wee sister making the B final. So we'll see how this one develops. We're on to 100 butterfly for male and open. First heat has 5 para swimmers going in this one. Aidan Stanbrook from the England para team, along with his teammate Zach Sturgis in 3, Lewis Gibson, South Ayrshire 4, Ollie Carter, Stirling University 5, Jacob Wood for the English para team in 6, and Declan Cassell, South Lanarkshire, goes in lane 7. In fact, Lewis Gibson not taking part in this one. So just the para swimmers, Paul, go in this one.
Yeah, Ollie Carter is the Scottish record holder from Stirling University, and he had a good swim at the para trials. He swims in the S10 classification in S5. So does Zach Sturgis, though, the England talent programme swimmer. So those 2 S10s out ahead at the front of the field here. Zach Sturgis just with that lead over Ollie Carter. Carter with that time 102.57. Sturgis with an entry time of 104.39. So maybe a bit of a surprise to see him ahead of Ollie Carter, but he's swimming really well. And a good improvement for Zach Sturgis, 103.55 for him. Ollie Carter in 106.60. Those 2 swimmers should have another swim tonight. Jacob Wood and Aidan Stanbrook coming in almost together, 7/100ths of a second separating those 2. And Declan Castles is the final swimmer to finish up there in lane 7 from South Lanarkshire in 124. So another good swim from Declan Castles there, an improvement on his entry time of 128. It is Zach Sturgis, great swim from him at the front of the field, 103.55. We'd be delighted with that one. The England Talent Programme swimmer. And there's the lineup for the second heat. Mano Drysdale, Killian Johnson from Warrender and Lerwick. Richard Laws from Dundee City Aquatic goes in 3. James Body from Geary in 4. Torrin Liversedge from Bankery in 5. Rhea Rogers, one of the para swimmers from Basildon and Phoenix, in 6. Ishmael Shalabi from East Lothian in 7. Tom Jeffords from Wren 96 in lane number 8. So 1 minute 0.04 is the entry time for James Body. Be great to see him dip under that 1 minute mark, wouldn't it? Oh, it's very, very even start there in the centre. Lane number 5, maybe Torrin Liversedge from Bankery going out to a fast start. He's another one with that entry time just over the 1 minute mark, 1 minute 0.61. And James Body close behind. These 2 swimmers from the northeast. Tom Jeffords going well over there in lane number 8, Wren 96, but at Torrin Liversedge,
yeah,
Robert, really well.
He's going to be comfortably under the minute mark here. Swimmer from Bankery is really giving everything. Another swimmer who's maybe a late developer, Torrin. Well, I thought he was going to get under the minute mark after that very strong start, 27.81. Just faded a wee bit in the final 10 metres, but that's a pretty good swim. 1:00.88, just a little bit over his entry time. Rhea Rogers finished in a 1:03, Paul. Again, just a little bit over his entry time. That's what we've found, that most of the swimmers are there or thereabouts on entries. Not too many PBs from the guys or the girls this morning. The odd 1 or 2, but we don't have a lot. Louis Lola not taking part in this one, Paul. a wee bit of a surprise. So we're left with Logan van der Meulen in 2, Stirling Swimming. 3, Sidar Doolan, Warder Bastard. 4, Callum Sinclair, Swim West Lothian. 5, Angus Allison, Stirling University. 6, Benjamin Beale, Derwent Side. 7, Ben Kelly, Warder Bass Club. And 8, Ross Anderton from the East Lothian swim team. This is the first, it's not seeded, the next 3 heats will be seeded. But unusual to see Angus Allison not in a seeded heat. That's why I half thought it was a seeded heat. But Angus Allison out strongly, 27.35. And maintaining a good rhythm is Angus. Will want to get under the minute mark. 58 for all these guys. And 58.19. Logan van der Meulen, 58.76 is second, and in third place, 59.70, Sidar Doolan. So that might give Angus half a chance of maybe getting into B final. 58.19. Next heat is the first of the seeded heats, Paul. Looks like empty lane in lane number 5.
Well, so big names in this one. Robert Bird, Adam Scott, sorry, closest to us. Joshua Press in lane number 2. Rory McKinnon. Evan Jones goes in 4. We have Kieran Lennox out there in lane number 6. Stephen Clegg goes in lane number 7. The world record holder in the visually impaired S12 classification. Finlay Club completes the lineup for Edinburgh University in lane number 8. Well, we'll keep a close watch on Stephen Clegg there. He's gone out in 26.74. He's got a great record in this 100 butterfly. He was the world champion back in 2022, the Paralympic silver medalist and the World Championship silver medalist last year. So Clegg, pretty good start there. He's only 0.1 of a second outside world record pace here, Stephen Clegg in lane number 7. We'll keep an eye on his time as Evan Jones comes in with a 54 point, and it is very close finish, 57.86 for Stephen Clegg. So around about a second outside his time, but a good swim at the front of the field there to take that one for Evan Jones, and he will surely clinch his place in the final with that. He was well clear of a raft of swimmers who all finished on the 57 mark.
Yeah, 5 swimmers in the 57 mark. Evan Jones will be in the final. But 57 or better is obviously the target for both A and B finals for these guys. Robert Burgess 1, Edinburgh University. 2, Zach Speakman, Stirling University. 3, Luca Plata with Sussex. 4, Tom Bailey, University of Aberdeen Performance. 5, Riccardo Lucarelli, Stirling University. 6, Lewis Maxwell, Derwent Side. 7, Pierce Greening, Stirling University. And 8, Rory Young, City of Glasgow. Tom Bailey out strongly, Paul, as you would expect. Been doing this for a long time, so no surprise to see him there or thereabouts. 26.09.
Yeah.
British Championships, that's where his time comes from, and coming through to challenge Zach Speakman, and also well there is Riccardo Lucarelli. I think Bailey's just got enough to hang on here. Lucarelli is going to take second, and Speakman third. Speakman takes second, and Lucarelli third, 56.06. I think that's good enough for the first 3 to get into the final. Lewis Maxwell and Luca Plata will certainly have swims to at least the B final, and Robert Burgess on a 57 will be okay for a B final, so I'm sure. Final heat, Scott Fleming, South Lanarkshire in 1, Peter Allen, Stirling University 2, in 3, Callum Rose, Edinburgh University 4, Jamie Robertson, Stirling University, Brodie Gordon Gibson 5, Tom Robertson 6, both Edinburgh University, Aidan Kay, City Glasgow in 7, and Zach Slater, Estonian swim team goes in lane 8.
Yeah, we'll see who is going to take this one. Jamie Robertson in that middle lane alongside Brodie Gordon Gibson. They will be the two favourites to try and make it in to this top 8. Can't hang about, so a few decent times in the two previous heats, but Robertson out to a good start, 25.57. Brodie Gordon Gibson in second. Tom Robertson, Callum Rose tied there at the halfway point. Absolutely together in third place, but it was a good turn there for Jamie Robertson to take him out ahead. Tom Robertson coming back in 6 as well. Brodie Gordon Gibson in 5. 5 swimmers all in a row. What a good finish this one is going to be. It might just be Jamie Robertson to take it. Tom Robertson in second place, but there wasn't much in that at all. And, well, top 5 swimmers, I think, in the 55 range, possibly. There, we'll see that. 55.81 for Callum Rose.
I think that you might just miss out Callum on the final on that 55.81. We'll find out in a wee moment when things are scrolled through. Well, he did actually get in, Zach Speakman, so 56 or worse. So that's your potential final, 56 through to mid 57s. So you really had to get going to get into that B final. Findlay Club Stephen Clegg will be second reserve, but if that's anyone pulling out, if not, you'll be in the para final. Angus Allison are there or thereabouts, or potentially getting in. If we have any withdrawals, Angus might sneak in. So good swims from some of the leading antagonists in that one. Jamie Robertson, Tom Bealey. An interesting final. Alan Jones.
That was a cracking last heat there. With 5 swimmers all making it into the final from that last heat, all in the 55 range. So we could be in for another close contest as well in that final tonight. Let's hope that there aren't too many withdrawals and we get a nice, good contest. Up the other end of the pool, though, for the 50 metres breaststroke event. So 5 for the female swimmers and 5 for the male and open swimmers as well. So here's the lineup for the first heat of this 50 metres breaststroke. Maisie Adair from Glenrothes, Millie Colvin, Dumfries, Beth Craig, Aberdeen, Gabriella Winton, Moni Feith, Sarah Wood from Devon, Josie Grimes from Morrinder Bass, next to her teammate Natalie Cooper from Morrinder, and Jess Schultz in lane number 8 for Stirling University. But looks like lane number 4, Gabriella Winton from Moni Feith, off to a good start. The only swimmer in the field under the 36 second range, 35.99. So let's see if she can make an improvement on that one. Gabriella Winton in 4. Looks like she is well clear of the field. Unusual for a 50, but there is a clear winner here. 36.02, just outside that entry time by 3/100ths of a second. So Gabriella Winton bang on her entry time to take that first heat, and only one in the 36 second range, but the rest on the 37s with Maisie Adair 38.
Yeah, she'll be pretty pleased with that. I think that she was in the B final last night, the 200 breast, which was a big shock for her. And she's outside lane and finished 6th, getting a 2-second improvement, getting into the B final, and then a 2-second improvement in the final. Most unexpected for her, but she was delighted with that. And that's a pretty tidy swim, and it's nice to see some of these swimmers from the smaller clubs coming along to this meet, getting a big surprise from some of their swims and a big bonus. So that's probably made our weekend. Ella Cunningham, Lauren Anderson, Fern Crichton, Katie Towers, Amelia McMardle, Iona Casapidis, Lexi Lamont, Abby Mitchell. It's very tight. Lane 4 coming through. Katie Towers Maybe over in lane 6, Iona Casapidis, the black cat of Carnegie's got this one. Iona Casapidis, Katie Towers, and maybe lane 5 and 7. Lexi Lament in 7 just got third, but Iona Casapidis 35.22. She goes half a second faster than her entry time. Katie Towers, a wee bit outside her entry time in second, 35.66. Very good swim from Iona there.
Yeah, very good indeed. Big improvement, that's what we want to see. Straight into the cyclically seeded heat here. So we've got Hayley Stewart, May Rogers, Emily McGee, Anna Morgan, Hayley Robertson, Paige van der Westhuizen, Ella McGeorge and Jessica Kirkwood. So Edinburgh University's Anna Morgan has been on the podium in the 100 and the 200 breaststroke. So let's see what she can do in the 50. Firm favourite for this one, 31.90 for the Edinburgh University swimmer in lane number 4. She's followed by Emily McGee, Dundee City Aquatic in 3. Ellie Robertson and Paige van der Westhuizen going well in 5 and 6. It is going to be Anna Morgan though, 31.90, and that was a 32.41. That's a comfortable swim. That should be good enough for her to make the top 8, you would think. 32.41 with Emily McGee in second, just 2 100s ahead of van der Westhuizen. That could be vital, Robert.
Could well be. 5 swimmers under 36. So it'll be interesting to see whether Iona Casapidis, 35.22 from the previous heat, whether that might actually get into a B final. We'll wait and see. So 36 or better is what really all these girls are going to try and achieve. Anna Wilson, Ella Kennedy, Anna Finlay, Katie Goodburn, Nuala Gow, Perry Scobie, Katie Simpson, Honor McCarty. That's your 8 in 4th heat. Katie Goodburn looking pretty strong coming down. This might actually be her key event, best event. Katie looking very strong indeed. Got this well wrapped up. 2nd place over in lane 6. And 3rd place, lane 5, lane 3 rather. No, lane 2 actually. Ellie Kennedy just got those arms out ahead of Anna Finlay. Katie Goodburn 32.44, Perry Scobie 34.02 and 34.33 Ellie Kennedy. And I think 5 swimmers under 35.22. So as I say, Iona Casapidis is on the margin here.
That was a good Katie Goodburn, just 3 100 shy of the time from Anna Morgan. So very close contest here. I wonder what the Scottish record holder can do in this one. Cara Hanlon. We have Erica Salt in 1, Zara Smith in 2, Amy McLeod in 3, Cara Hanlon in 4, Hannah Bowley in lane 5, Louise Edmonds in 6, Amy Owenson in 7, and Emma Simpson in lane number 8. Cara Hanlon again has been on good form. Saw a very good 200 breaststroke from her yesterday. She just missed out on the 100 title as well, but looking very good here. Cara Hanlon, Scottish record stands at 30.50, held by Cara Hanlon, and she's less than a second outside that. Another great swim from Cara, 31.29 for her, and is the fastest than anyone else in this field. 31.29. Hannah Bowley in second with Sarah Smith in third, but Cara Hanlon looking great.
Yeah, she looked pretty comfortable, wouldn't that pretty easily. So 35 or better, I think, will get you into the B final, or a low 35, I mean. Well, yeah, Erica Salt just managed to get in. The 34.88, 35's missing out. So that's potentially the 2 reserves, Katie Simpson, Iona Casapidis.
Tie for 19th there, Robert.
Well,
that'll be 3rd reserve though, wouldn't it?
Reserve, yeah,
You're not going to have a swim
no,
off. We haven't had any swim offs, have we?
We've not had a swim off at all. We were talking about that yesterday, Tony and I. Not that we definitely want a swim off, but it's unusual that we haven't had one so far.
It's unusual, isn't it? Yeah. But, you know, there's still time. There's still time. 50 breaststroke for men. This could be it. This could be it. This could be it. Here we go. First heat of the 5 at Ewan Gray from Step Rock. Benji Jones from South Lanarkshire. Torren Liversedge back in the water again. He goes in lane 4 for Bankery. Adam Hill, Stirling Swim in 5. And Lewis Muir from Carnegie goes in lane number 6. Well, we saw Torren just a short time ago in the 100 butterfly. It's a quick turnaround for him in lane number 4. Adam Hill in lane number 5 going well. Lewis Muir, probably the best of the lot so far, in lane number 6 there with that black cap of Carnegie, the top swimmer there in that row of 5. But Adam Hill looking very strong as they come down the closing few metres of this 50. The Stirling swimmer is in 32.07, almost exactly on his entry time of 32.06. So consistent stuff for Adam, ahead of Benji Jones and Ewan Gray in 3rd place.
Yeah, I think Torren had a cracking swim earlier on, maybe just didn't have enough recovery time to do himself justice in that one. Heat number 2, Luke Janssen, Wonderbass. 2, Callum Easton, University of Aberdeen Performance. 3, Craig Shaw, South Lanarkshire. 4, Max Pelosi, Kingston. 5, Logan Ward, Stirling University. 6, Dylan Mitchell, Wonderbass Club. 7, Kieran Chapman, Glen Office. And 8, Craig Stevens from Dumfries. 31.34 to 31.92. Let's see if anybody can get under 31. Strong start in lane 5. Logan Ward, Dylan Mitchell though coming through, the wonder swimmer in lane number 5. And Dylan Mitchell in 6. And in 5, Logan Ward, it's on the touch, and in the near side in 2. Callum Aitchison, Dylan Mitchell, Logan Ward, Callum Aitchison, 30.92 for Dylan. Nice wee PB and gets under 31. Logan Ward, a nice wee PB by 10 for him. Callum Aitchison also just scraping inside his entry time. So a few wee PBs there. This is the first of the seeded heats. Ben Roger, Robson Miles, Connor Mitchell, Callum Melville, Andrew Arthur, Scott Gibson, Jack Mitchell, Jaden Chan. Interesting to see Scott Gibson doing a breaststroke.
Yeah, we saw him perform very well on the backstroke, just very consistent stuff. I think he was the same in the heat as he was in the final, Scott Gibson, but very close to his own record time. Let's see what he can do in this breaststroke. Callum Melville and Andrew Arthur in the centre lane. Scott Gibson in lane number 6, just one lane up from those 2 yellow marked lanes in the middle of the pool. Connor Mitchell also going well, but Callum Melville maybe just stretching through now with Andrew Arthur. A good finish there from Callum Melville, and it had to be good because it was only 1/100th ahead of Andrew Arthur. Very, very close contest indeed, with Connor Mitchell 30.02, but finished right on the stroke there, Callum Melville, and that was decisive.
Yeah. Similar to the butterfly, it's key to get that breaststroke finish and get the hands forward, push forward just perfectly. Ewan Weir, Adam Fothergill, Charlie Trotman, Alex Byatt, Keelan Johnson, Mika van Vleut, Royce Congielis and Dominic McCarthy. Good start in lane 3 from Charlie Trotman, Alex Mayer, well there along with 6, Mika van Vleut. Those 3 pretty well on a line, but Mayer's coming through. Paul, I think just to ease ahead, 3rd place looks to be Mika van Vleut. Alex Mayer, Trotman, Van Vleut, 29.06, 29.62, and Van Vleut 30.18. So a low 30 for Mika. Might just be enough to get him into the A final.
Yeah, you're looking at under the 30-second mark to make it into that A final, I think. As we see who they set the lineup for this final heat. Johnny Martin, Connor Massey, Joshua Presh, Archie Goodburn, Rafe Dobson, Joshua Mitchell, Matthew Garrity and David Smith. It's the lineup for this final heat. Well, we'll see what we can have here. Can we have any more swimmers under the 30-second mark? There's certainly 4 in the middle of the pool that have the entry times under 30 seconds. And Archie Goodburn, it's good to see him in the water for the first time this week. Archie Goodburn going really well in the middle. This is an incredibly good swim from Archie, and he is in 28.16, so well done Archie Goodburn, looking great there. In second position, Joshua Press in 28.99, and it was 4 swimmers under the 30-second mark, and I think
those 3 will be back for the final. Those 4 will be back for the final, I'm pretty sure. Joshua Mitchell, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be.
And Callum Melville had a good contest, and they're only 7th and 8th, and Connor Mitchell just missing out. But he's got his brother Dylan at the other end. And that's reserve positions 30.93, 31.02.
A couple of equal times there, Robert, but not in swim-off territory.
No. So good swims both from Cara and Archie, the 2 Scottish record holders on 50. Look pretty comfortable. And good to see both of them in the pool this morning.
Yeah, very good indeed, and 2 great performances, as you said. Let's continue with the sprints, and we've got the 50 freestyle events to come now. We're still at the top end of the pool, and there's Laura Pilkington, Tegan Davidson, Abigail Wickens, Jenny Hunter and Miriam Binney. That is the lineup for the first of the 7 heats. Para swimmers all the way in this first heat. In fact, a number of para swimmers actually that have entered this 50 freestyle. I think it's the biggest entry that we have seen for the para events over all the events this week. Again, a range of classifications. We've got Laura Pilkington and Tegan Davidson and Miriam Binney in the S6 class. And we have Abigail Wickens and Jenny Hunter in the S8 classification. They go in 4 and 5. It looks like Abigail Wickens just going to be ahead of Genevieve Hunter in lane number 5. The 2 S8 swimmers coming in together. And Wickens just outside her entry time, and Hunter under the 40-second mark, so she'll be delighted with that swim. But Tegan Davidson also not far behind in 42.96 for Tegan Davidson, so good swim from her. Laura Pilkington, the breaststroke specialist, doing the breaststroke in this freestyle event, and she gets under the 1 minute mark. She could have done front crawl. She's a faster front crawler, but Laura trying to practice that breaststroke, which is the one she really favours.
And if you're wondering why she was doing breaststroke, it is a freestyle event, which signifies you can do anything. Literally. Just about anything.
Just about. We were talking yesterday about the number of ways that people say, oh, you can't get disqualified in freestyle, and I did speak to a referee once, and he said, oh yes, there are a dozen ways you can get disqualified in freestyle.
Yeah, there are quite a lot.
So,
I'm sure you'll be able to tell everybody later on during our live stream quite a number of them, Paul.
Not that I've ever fallen foul of the technical officials on that. Anyway, let's move on to the race. Emma Imrie, Ella Williams, Evie Lambert, Abby Kane, Scarlett Humphrey, Connie Ratley and Eliza Humphrey, and Katie Pake also in the outside lane. Well, let's see, Scarlett Humphrey been on record-breaking form this week. Let's see what she can do in this 50 metres freestyle. So coming in to the centre lanes now, it looks like it might be Abby Kane, just over the 30-second mark for Abby. Scarlett Humphrey follows her home in 31.74, ahead of Connie Ratley in 32.64. So you saw the tappers again for Eliza Humphrey and Scarlett Humphrey. This time Scarlett just outside her own British record mark. That record stands at 30.64. She's been on fire this week, hasn't she, Scarlett Humphrey?
She'll be back, no doubt, later on for this evening's final.
Abby Kane, the Paralympic medalist back in Rio, Scottish Commonwealth Games team member from Birmingham in 2022. So she'll be delighted to get in the low 30 mark. Her own Scottish record is 29.84. So not too far away for Abby Kane as we go on to the next heat, Robert.
Indeed, Jessica Kirkwood, Bronwyn Payne, Katie Lowe, Sophie Steele, Anna Finlay, Madison Kuhl, Caitlin Morton and Amber Haydock, para swimmer who's swam well already this morning. With a nice steady start on the far side, but the near side it looks like Bronwyn Payne just shading it. Very tight coming down the final few metres. Sophie Steele finishing strongly. Bronwyn Payne, Sophie Steele, and in lane 3, Katie Lowe. Bronwyn Payne, Sophie Steele, Katie Lowe. That's the 1, 2, 3, 29. Sorry, 28.19, 28.35, Sophie and Katie Lowe, 28.50.
Tie for 4th place there, but we're not into the cyclically seeded heats. We've still got another couple to go before we reach them. In fact, one more to go before we reach them. There's the lineup for heat number 4, Rebecca Schulman. In 1, Lexi Lamont. In 2, Rebecca Reid. In 3, Ella Pullman goes in 4, Orla McInnes in 5, Anna Dunlop in 6, Molly Irvin Watson in 7, and Alana McDonald in lane number 8. I think we have all 8 swimmers in this one. The entry time, fastest entry times, Ella Pullman from Glenrothes, 27.60 for her. Rebecca Reid going well in the early stages there in lane number 3. The Aberdeen swimmer, 27.69 her entry time. Pretty close in terms of entry times right across the board here, but looks like Rebecca Reid might be in just ahead of Molly Irvin Watson in lane number 7. So Rebecca Reid getting in there in 27.96, just dipping under that 28-second mark, with Molly Irvin Watson just winning that close contest for 2nd position there. So just one swimmer under the 28-second mark as we go on to the seeded heats now.
And we're desperate to see a couple of swimmers with the same time, Paul.
Well,
in
been a
17th
few.
and 18th position would be
Yeah,
good.
that's good.
Jade Blake, Anna Lawson, Lily Mindell, Anna Morgan, Ciara Morris, Melissa Mainwaring, Layla Witherspoon, Marie Wood. So first of the seeded heats. Pretty strong start in the middle lanes. Anna Morgan 4, Ciara Morris in 5. Over the far side, Marie Wood really out extremely strongly, and also in the near side, Jade Blake. For the 2 middle lanes, it's now Anna Morgan just beginning to come through strongly. Anna Morgan's got this. Ciara Morris is going to take 2nd, and over in lane 8, Marie Wood takes 3rd, 26.82, 27. 48, Ciara Morris, Marie Wood 27.74. Lily Mindell on a 28, dead. Well, will that give her a wee chance of a B final?
Well, we'll find out shortly. We continue with these seeded heats. Katie Rose, Mary Mischenko, Emily Grant, Evelyn Davis, Jasmine Hammerlane, Imogen Lowe, Ashley Drake and Kiana Kurtzer. I think we have everyone taking the start here. 26.82 for Anna Morgan. That previously is the target. Davis should be capable certainly of achieving that time. She goes in lane number 4. Anna Morgan just off the 50 breaststroke, a 50 freestyle as well. So we've got a few swimmers doubling up here for the 50 free and the 50 breaststroke. Well, let's see what 4 and 5 can do. Davis and Hammerlane in 4 and 5. They're looking like they are stroke for stroke all across it, close to each other on their own side of the lane ropes. It's going to be all on the touch, and it is Evelyn Davis, 26.55, so slightly faster than that previous heat, but only just ahead of Yasmin Hammerlane, 26.88. So again, close contest, Robert, and a few swimmers on the 27 range as well.
Interesting, Kiana Kirtzer finished 6th on a 27.96. Same time as Rebecca Reid. Will that one be a tight one for getting into the B final? We'll wait and see after this one. Well, Katie Goodburn having another go at a 50. Amelia Mardell, Natalie Marshall, Nicole Dupre, Katie Goodburn, Josephine Klein, Catherine Renfrew, Melissa Turnbull, and Nicole Buck. Well, this might be the one that Katie Goodburn will have a better chance because she's up against Tara Hanlon in the breaststroke. She has a very slight advantage. Josephine Klein going well, but Katie's just shades this one. Nicole Dupre in 3. And Katie's got this one, just to no more. So Goodburn takes that. Lane 5 and 3. Pair receding, Josephine Klein, Nicole Dupre. But a lot of them are all under 28, 7 under 27, and it's a bit faster than 27.96 ball, so and no equal times there. So Ellen Davis, Katie Goodburn, Anna Morgan the first 3, Melissa Turnbull making the B final. Well, there we are.
Oh, you called it, Robert. There you go.
Wish has been almost granted, unless we have a withdrawal.
There you are. How did you spot that, Robert? That's impressive stuff,
Well, I think there will be an announcement being made that for a representative from Warner Bass Club and from University of Aberdeen Performance to go to the recorders table. I don't think Anna Dunlop and Katie Rose will worry anybody. They being joint 23rd or 25th or whatever it was. But there we are. That's position of all the swimmers in the 53. So maybe tell you all the disqualifications that can happen in a freestyle poll.
You're the referee,
Well,
Robert.
the obvious one is
False
that
start.
you gets disqualified at the start, that you don't finish. That's sort of two obvious ones. Some unusual ones. You stop.
You stop?
And you put your feet to sort your
Feet on the
bubbles.
foot, yeah. Put the feet in the bottom of the ground.
And you actually take a step when you move. That is also disqualification. If you didn't move and get back up, you'd be okay.
The men are on their way for the 50 freestyle. Kieran Carter, Lewis Jones, Jacob Wood, Aidan Stanbrook, Alfie Penfold, No Burden, Declan Castles. Those are the lineup. All para swimmers here. All the England talent programme in the middle. Kieran Carter from Carnegie in 1, and Declan Castles, South Lanarkshire, in lane number 7. Good tussle here. Aidan Stanbrook and Alfie Penfold in the middle. Looks like Stanbrook into the wall. 28.25 for him, just outside that entry time. Alfie Penfold, 28.60 for him, inside his entry time at 28.65. So consistent swimming from the two at the front of the field. Jacob Wood just behind the S9 swimmer as well. Jacob Wood, who was also on the medal podium yesterday. And some good swims there from the para swimmers early on.
All very close to their entry times, or just inside. Heat 2, Kieran Williams, Joshua Robinson, Callum Sinclair, Drew Corkin, James Dowder, Benji Jeffries, Oliver Charman, and Thomas Navarro Barba. Again, a couple of S12 paras outside lanes. S9 and S10 rather, Thomas S9 and Kieran S10.
E2, Kieran Williams swimming S10 in 1, Joshua Robinson in 2, Callum Sinclair 3, Luke Cohen in 4, James Downer 5.
Well, going well in lane 6. Benji Jeffries perhaps just leads. Luke Gawkin in 4, and between them James Lauder. Going well in 2 is Joshua Robinson. 6 takes that. Benji Jeffries from Luke Gawkin and James Lowder. That was where most of the action was early on. 24.86. Kieran 27.04. Thomas 27.72.
There's the third heat. Coming Sidar Gullen, Logan Ward, Ryan Ferguson, Greer van der Mullen, Ben Kelly, Conor Massey, Matthew Geraghty and Titus Pike. They're all entry times mid 24 to very low 25, so we'll see if anyone can get close to that low 24 second mark. Greer van der Mullen 24.55, the fastest entry time, right in the middle. Very good start there in lane number 6, Conor Massey. Real that straight arm at freestyle for Conor Massey up there in lane number 6, going really well in the early stages. Trying to come back on him now in lane 3 and in lane 4. Ryan Ferguson and Greer van der Mullen. Might be Ryan Ferguson. 24.70 and 24.80 for van der Mullen. And in third place it was Conor Massey after that good start, holding off the challenge of Titus Pike and Ben Kelly. Very close contest there.
No low 24s. I reckon a low 24 is required to get you into the final. David Smith, Finlay Strachan, Lucas Brown, Bruno Kempster, Scott Gibson, Magnus Morris, Aidan Kay, Corey Phillip. That's the swimmers in the first of the 3 seeded heats. So we'll see how this one goes. A good start in lane 5. Scott Gibson back in the pool again. Just has that little advantage coming down the stretch. For Kempster on his shoulder. Well, there is Lucas Brown, but it's going to be Scott Gibson in 6 and in 4. Oh, well, Lucas Brown just got ahead of Bruno Kempster to get third. Well, Magnus Morris from lane 6, the then 96 swimmer, takes that one. Well done for Magnus. That's a wee bit of a surprise. Just 17 and took that one from Scott Gibson and Lucas Brown.
Yeah, cracking finish there. There's the next heat. About to go there. Let's see whether they can challenge that 23.99. Logan van der Mullen, look up later. Adam Ritchie, Rory McKinnon, Harry Robinson, Finlay Club, Callum Peebles, Lucas Lowry. That is the lineup for that one. Lucas Lowry off to a great start there. Great reaction from the start. 0.54 for him. And in the centre lanes now, coming through in lane number 5, looks like Harry Robinson might just take this one into the wall. It's very close. Adam Ritchie sneaks it at the end. 23.61 for Adam Ritchie. Well, it was very close indeed. 3 100s between him and Harry Robinson, with Finlay Club in third place.
Yeah, that was a cracking swim at the 50 specialist David Cumberledge in this one. Brody Gordon Gibson, Edinburgh University 1, Kieran Lennox, University of Aberdeen Performance 2, Charlie Poole, Stirling University 3, David Cumberledge, Edinburgh University 4, Brogan Hyde, Stirling University 5, 6, Harry Sharp, Warner Bass Club, 7, Finlay Chang, City Glasgow, and 8, Swallow Talib from, in fact, no lane 8, so just 7 in this one, and no lane 3. So David Cumberledge off strongly, and it's looking easy for David. Well clear. Let's have it. 22.36. Brogan Hyde 23.87. Harry Sharp 24.02. 22.36. His entry time 22.36. 2:33.6.
Well,
Yeah.
that's excellent. David
He's
Cumberledge.
so consistent as David.
Yeah,
Great
looking
time.
really good, wasn't he? David Cumberledge.
Magnus Morris, 23:99, has super exceeded. Well, we believe there will be a swim off.
Oh.
We've had our wish, Paul.
And there's a tie for 17th as well, look.
Finlay Strachan and Corey Phillip. So I think someone will be asking for coaches come along fairly soon and check if this another swim off is required.
Look how close these were, these times there, just split by the hundredths of a second as we go down the rankings there. Some really close contests here in the 50 metres freestyle events. There's the para swimmers at the
we might
the
not
end
have a
of the
representative from Glasgow University, because I think most of the swimmers from Glasgow University enter and just come along for a bit of fun, Paul.
Alright.
If we're being honest about it.
Was another calling for more coaches there, Robert? There you
yeah,
go.
Yeah, so I think Finlay Strachan will maybe make an appearance at the recorder's desk to double check.
Possibly another one to come.
So, what excitement of the 50.
And well, we've got a 200 back to look forward to. We just run through all these DQs on the 50.
Alright, go on then.
So, pulling on the lane rope is another one.
Oh yeah.
Diving and moving into another lane. Obstructing a swimmer.
Obstructing a swimmer?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. Being submerged beyond the 15 metre. You dive in and you go beyond the 15 metre mark. Being submerged at any point through the race.
Right. Oh, okay.
That's most of them, Paul. I probably missed one or two. But I've got my thinking cap on.
That's right. Well, there'll be a few. Well, the 200 backstrokes on its way. 5 heats for this one. And we've got 6 swimmers in this first heat. Ailey Milne from South Lake Dolphins. That's a swimmer we were talking about yesterday on the live stream. The South Lake Dolphins from Western Australia. Alice Forrest and Greta Jokobaititi from Derwent Gemma Brown from Carnegie in 5, Jessica Kirkwood from University of Aberdeen Performance in 6, and Gina Wren from City of Glasgow goes in lane number 7. So it is the swimmer from Western Australia, Ailey Milne. Got to think there's be some sort of Scottish connection there with a name like Ailey Milne, surely.
So. Yeah, you'd have to think so. Yeah. I think this is possibly her first swim this weekend.
But Ailey Milne, she was in yesterday. Yeah, because we
was
talked about her on the live stream yesterday from the South Lakes Dolphins. We wondered where they were. Well, was it the Lake District? It probably is the Lake District, but the Lake District of Western Australia, apparently.
I'll take a note of that one. I'm actually going there in January.
Oh yeah, Western Australia, very good.
Yeah, well, I'm flying into Western Australia in January, so I'll be missing out a few events the first couple of months of next year. But she's going really well. Can she hang on and get this one? Oh, it's on the touch. Alice just been touched out. Ailey takes that 2:28.47. Alice Forrest 2:28.49. Greta Ruti in third place in 2:32.05.
Yeah, very good time there from the leading two, Ailey Milne and Alice Forrest. It's 200 separating them, but both faster than their entry times. As we go on to the next heat, Fern Crichton goes for Dundee City Aquatic in 1, Tegan Black in 2 for East Lothian. The 2 from Warren Baths, as you can see there, May Rogers and Phoebe Arbuckle with Chloe Brotherton, South Tyne side in line 5, and again 2 from Naomi Wilson, Natalie Cooper, 2 from Warrender in 6 and 7, with Lisa McNair from Stirling Swim in lane number 8.
Indeed, Ailey Milne is registered as a Scot.
Oh, there you go.
From a swimming point of view, so you never know, we might see her performing at a very high level. But, here we got some Scottish ancestry over in Australia. Nice start from Fern Crichton, Dundee City Aquatics in lane 1. Maybe half a metre clear at this early stage. Another one is not touching the wall on freestyle.
Yeah, at the turn. Or at the finish, I suppose.
So lane 1, Fern Crichton off nicely. Half a second ahead of Tegan Black. Beside her, the Sloan swim team member. So Fern Crichton will want to maintain this advantage. Both at the University of Aberdeen meet a month or so back. So we'll see how things develop. Phoebe Arbuckle coming through to make a challenge. Silver medalist at East District in this. Tegan Black now just ahead at the halfway mark, 1:11.93. Finalist in this event, Tegan, at national age groups. Over on the far side, all 4 swimmers, all pretty well bunched, but this is Phoebe Arbuckle's race, I think. She's beginning to pull away and dominate this one, Paul, looking very much stronger than the rest of the field as we're getting to the 250 mark. She'll get stronger and stronger the further we go, being a very good distance freestyler. And you can see a 38.13, nobody else much faster than that. 38.43, 39.43 Fern Crichton dropping into third. Naomi Wilson in lane 6 is beginning to try and get herself back into the picture. Well, Phoebe Arbuckle has this one pretty well tied up. 2:27.50. Fern Crichton from the outside lane, 2:29.79, and Chloe Brotherton, 2:29.93, takes third.
I'll keep an eye on that time, 2:27.50, see if that is good enough for another swim. You would think it'd be certainly good enough for a B final swim. We'll see what we might get here. 3 heats to go, of course, so I'll just keep a close eye on that time from Phoebe Arbuckle.
Kiana Cripps are deciding, since she's got a final, at least one final, she's not going to swim in this one, this next heat. So that will give Phoebe Arbuckle a wee bit of a chance maybe getting into a B final, since there's one less to worry about. One is Zoe Crawford from first into lane 2. Millie Wells in lane 3 from Telford Aquatics. 4 Olivia Butler, Edinburgh University. 5 Caitlin Ebbage, Stirling University. 6 Lara Thompson, Edinburgh University. 7 Zara Kravitz from East Lothian swim team, in fact they're empty lane in 6, and Safina Machin from City Glasgow. All the entry times are under 2:25, Paul, so you think they're all capable of getting into an A or B final. First of the seeded heats. You'd expect lanes 3, 4 and 5 to be there or thereabouts, as we've got so far lanes 4 and 5 at the first 50. Caitlin Ebbage 31.17, 32.67 Olivia Butler, Millie Wells 33.21.
Yeah, Caitlin Ebbage had a good swim, a couple of days ago in the 100 backstroke there at 31.71. A good start there for Ibbage. She goes through. Olivia Butler in second. These top three, close the first of the three cyclically seeded heats. So good to get a position here in this heat. If you win this one, it's giving you a really good opportunity to make it through to that A final. Second place has also got a good chance. If you're in third again, you might find it difficult. So that kind of tussle there between Millie Wells and Olivia Butler could be an important one. Ibbage has got the edge though over these two. Entry times for the three swimmers: Olivia Butler 2:13.50, Caitlin Ibbage 2:15.21, and Millie Wells 2:16.49. So they might all make it, of course. It's not like athletics when you have to win your heat. The winner of the heat is guaranteed a place in that final. It's the fastest times out of all of the heats that take place, regardless of what heat you're in. So it looks like Caitlin Ibbage is going to lead the way here, with Olivia Butler just in second position, just holding off that challenge from Millie Wells. Could be interesting though, because Wells is trying to pull up. They're all trying to pull back on Caitlin Ibbage here, and Wells might just gone ahead of Olivia Butler. And as they come into the finish then, Ibbage safely in front, Millie Wells in second with 2:19.17. But three swimmers, Robert, under the 2:20 mark. Is that going to be good enough? I think it might be, but we shall wait and see.
Probably will be. Zara Kravis has certainly got a B final swim. Zoe Crawford 2:28.51 is 400 slower than Ailey Milne the first heat. So Ailey Milne might, with that time, get into a B final. Zoe Crawford might also get into a B final. We'll wait and see how our 8 swimmers swim in our final heat. At least they know what they've got to go for. So we have Rosie Foster in 1, Bondi Bass Club. Teammate Katie Rose goes in 2. 3, Ellis Shields, Edinburgh University. 4, Holly McGill from Stirling University. 5, Hayley Ross from Queen's University. 6, Melissa Mainwaring, Swim West Lothian. 7 is Lauren Bradley Holt. 8, Florence Tinsley, both Stirling University. And I do reckon that Hayley Ross is actually Queen's University, probably Belfast, Paul.
Belfast, eh?
But I'll check that, and for those of you listening in this morning, if you're listening this afternoon, we'll hopefully confirm where she's based at. So range on times 2:09.10 to 2:24.11. So if you all swim their entry times, they'll all be back this evening. But it never turns out that way.
No. Well, one more heat to come after this one, of course. So some big names in this, so there can be no hanging about in this penultimate heat. And Holly McGill in the middle lane alongside Hayley Ross, the swimmer we've just been talking about from Queen's University. But it is Holly McGill. Probably start as the favourite for this one. She had a good season. Holly McGill, a good year this year. Hayley Ross in second, and Florence Tinsley in third position as they go through. Florence Tinsley right out there in the outside lane, mixing it up with the inside lane swimmers.
Kind of spoiling the arrow formation, is she, Paul?
She certainly is out there.
Yeah, she's there or thereabouts for potentially getting into the A final. Should keep this up. Holly McGill looking comfortable at halfway. 1:06.07. Well, Melissa Mainwaring in 5th place, 1:10.51, is faster than the split for Phoebe Arbuckle. Below that, the other ones have really got to motor on. You'd kind of think that Rosie Foster, Katie Rose and Lauren Bradley Holt might miss out. Holly McGill is certainly going to be in the A final. 1:40.57.
Yeah, it's looking very good. Holly McGill 34.50 there for that previous 50, with Hayley Ross around about a second and a half behind. We'll just check the times now for Holly McGill, my University of Stirling, her teammate to come in the heats to follow. Of course, GB representative Holly McGill also, and he's going to be well ahead here of the rest of the field. And at 2:15.40, anyone else going to be under the 2:20 mark? Well, Hayley Ross just under in 2:19.55. Ella Shields 2:22.46 for her, and well, two swimmers under the 2:20 mark, so that is 5 in all under the 2:20 mark with one heat to come.
Whether Katie Rose might finish strongly, Paul, to maybe get in 28.66, so she's again just a wee bit slower than Ailey and I think it was Zoe Crawford. So Coco Cotsford, South Lanarkshire 1, Heidi Wren, City Glasgow 2, Amy Shields, Edinburgh University in 3, Katie Shanahan from Stirling University 4, 5 Anna Green, Edinburgh University, 6 Nellie Kinch, Stirling University, 7 Connie Logan from Crawley, 8 Catherine Borey from Gary. Now this is one of the stronger events. They're all pretty strong events for Katie Shannon, but this is one of her stronger events, the backstroke. And just watch the start, how fast she gets off, almost to the 15-metre mark, along with Amy Shields. Well, off to a fairly level start. Katie just with a slight advantage, but Nellie Kinch, Anna Green, Amy Shields, Heidi Wren, all well there.
Yeah, they kind of know.
Not far back either.
Kind of know what they've got to do this final heat. I think under the 2:20 should be safely into that final. We've got a couple of swimmers on the 2:19 range, so 5 swimmers under 2:20. Certainly there's about 4 or 5 swimmers capable of getting under that mark to make it into that A final, but Katie Shanahan, definitely the class of this field. She'll be going to her first Olympic Games in Paris in, well, around about a month's time, not too far away at all, the Paris Olympics, and she goes over looking supreme. 106.43. She had a great 400 individual medley swim. It's got to be a real confidence booster for Katie Shanahan yesterday. Great swim. We've seen the likes of Duncan Scott swim well, Kathleen Dawson. So our Olympic swimmers looking very good. Lucy Hope had a good swim as well, the 200 and 100 freestyle. So the Olympic swimmers from Scotland looking in good shape, aren't they?
Pretty good this weekend. Well, I think the first 5 will certainly be back this evening. 6 and 7. This is a bit faster than we've had so far. Those 7 swimmers all going pretty well. All swimming faster than Phoebe Arbuckle. I think we'll get into the B final. The only one in doubt is Catherine Bodie. All the other ones, I think, will be back. Katie Shanahan, pretty comfortable, 2:16.19. Nellie Kinch, 2:11, 2:21.43, and Amy Shields, 2:22.18. Well, the first 7 all under 2:27. Catherine Bodie, 2:31. I'm sure she will miss out on a final. We'll get that confirmed in just a wee moment when it all goes through. That's confirmation of our 5th heat. So Amy Shields on a 2:22 scrapes in. We'll see if 2:27 is good enough. Well, Melissa Mainwaring, 2:27.07. That's where the swimmers knew they had to really fly for that final heat. Phoebe Arbuckle will get first reserve, Ellie Milne second reserve.
It was a little bit slower than I thought it would have been to make that A final. A couple of seconds. I thought you were going to be somewhere around about the 2:20 mark, but in the end it was 2:22. So
yeah,
we'll see some of the big names in that A final tonight, as we just see the final finishers, and we can move on to the men's event as well, the male and open 200 metres backstroke. There's a lineup for the first of the 5 heats. Sam Ross from Warren de Bath in 1, Logan McDonald from Bells Hill in 2, Jamie Ferris from Aberdeen goes in lane 3, Adam Thompson, South Ayrshire in 4, Aidan Anderson from Aberdeen Dolphin in 5, and Dexter Suter from Aberdeen Dolphin in lane number 6, with Luke McCall completing the lineup. He goes in lane number 7 for Warren de Bath. So 2 from Warren de Bath, and the 2 outside lanes, we've got the 2 Aberdeen Dolphin swimmers next to each other in 5 and 6, but the fastest entry time is Adam Thompson from South Ayrshire. He goes in lane number 4. So a couple of youngsters here from Aberdeen Dolphin, Robert, Aidan Anderson and Dexter Suter, 14 years of age and 15 years of age respectively, and the 14-year-old in lane 5 has gone out to a quick start, but he is behind Jamie Ferris of Aberdeen in the early stages. So 3 Aberdeen-based swimmers in this one, Robert, and 2 of them leading the way.
Yeah, Aidan Anderson, the national age group champion, the 14-year-old. So he'll want to give himself a good account of himself. Jamie Ferris, though, just with the advantage. His entry time comes from the North District age group, where he finished 6th. Well, very strongly indeed, 107 at halfway. Aidan Anderson, second and a half further back. Sam Ross, for another second and a half further back in 3rd place. And this is looking pretty good for Aberdeen swimmer Jamie Ferris. You say 15-year-old from Aberdeen, sorry, 17-year-old from Aberdeen, 14-year-old Aidan Anderson. Also going very nicely. And over the far side, in lane 7, Luke McCall coming through, gone 3rd, and is swimming a wee bit faster than the other 2 guys, 1:44.97. 2:22s, 2:23s entry times, and we're going to be in that sort of range here for the finish.
Yeah, just coming in now to the last 10 metres now, and it looks like it is going to be Ferris who's led this one pretty much from the start. 2:21.03 for him, so good improvement on the entry time there. For entry time 2:22.94, so nearly 2 seconds faster than that one. Aidan Anderson in 2:23.20, so not too far away from his entry time as well. And Luke McCall from that outside lane, again just a couple of tenths outside his entry time, the Warren de Bath swimmer, on 2:23. So nice start to this first of the 5 heats of the 200 backstroke. There's the lineup for the second heat. Kyle Mossman from City of Glasgow, the closest to us. That looks like Mano Drysdale from Warren de Bath with that red cap. He goes in 2. Tyler Spalding from Carnegie in lane 3. Adam Hill from Stirling Swim in lane number 4. Ivan Gallagher from Derwentside in 5. Reuben Pearson from Bells Hill in 6. Hayden Stirling from St Thomas in 7. And Luke Littler from Derwentside in lane number 8. So, well, could be another close contest here. Quite often it's almost a surprise if we see swimmers from the outside lanes do well, because
Yeah.
all the heats, of course, are seeded. The fastest swimmers in the middle lanes going out to the outside, but some of these heats are so close, then shouldn't really be much of a surprise here. Only, well, less than 2 seconds separating everyone
Yeah, it
in
should
this
really
200
be,
back.
Paul. Yeah, we've found that we've had the odd swimmer who swims a little bit faster entry time, and that could be out literally any lane from some of the earlier heats. But this one looks as though lane 3 and 5 at the moment have got the advantage. Tyler Spalding, Ivor Gallagher. Ewan Pearson was the early leader, but he's just dropped back a wee bit, Paul. And two black caps, Ivan Gallagher and Tyler Spalding of Derwentside and Carnegie respectively. Not much in it, 100th in fact. Slightly better turn there from Tyler, but the two of them are still virtually stroke for stroke. Manu Drysdale trying to come through in lane 2, Paul. And on the far side, Luke Litter has a fair bit to do. Tyler Spalding will have a look at the splits here. 36.53, well, he's swimming faster than anyone else. Manu Drysdale virtually the same split. So we'll see if Tyler can just keep that strong start going. Still looks pretty good, coming down, 25 to go. Ivan Gallagher, can he come back? Not much in it inside the final 10. Tyler Spalding, I think, is just going to hang on, pulling a wee bit extra out in his final few metres. Tyler takes that, Ivor second and Manu third. And he also finished a little bit faster than the rest. 2:20 dead.
2:20
We've what we've found, Paul, that most of these guys, we're getting good competitive racing, but for a lot of them it's maybe just a fraction over their entry time, or just virtually bang on their entry time.
What's his entry time?
Yeah.
2:19.60. That would be galling, wouldn't it, if you hadn't got under the 2:20 and you went 2:20.00.
Yeah.
Thankfully he's been under the 2:20 before, certainly his entry time was, so decent time there from the Carnegie swimmer. We're now on to the seeded heat, cyclically seeded heat, so should be on for a little bit more faster performances here. Jake Ferguson from first goes in 1. Maxim Shamrila from Stirling University in 2. Jack Doherty-Simpson from City of Glasgow in 3. Jamie Ferguson from University of Aberdeen Performance in 4. Lewis Maxwell Derwentside in 5. Logan van der Meulen in 6 from Stirling Swim. Tom Armitage from Highland in 7. And Conan Swinney from Gateshead and Wickham in lane number 8. The youngest in the field is a Gateshead and Wickham swimmer, right up there at the top. But the favourites, Jamie Ferguson and Lewis Maxwell in the middle lanes here. Jamie Ferguson, Robert, has had a busy weekend, doesn't he, Jamie Ferguson?
He's had a very busy weekend, yeah.
Let's lead them through this halfway point. Well, I'll say halfway point, a quarter point I should say. Well, this 200 backstroke in 28.86. Lewis Maxwell 29.60 in second position. Again, 2 more seeded heats to come after this one, so important for the positions here. Although we did see the swimmers in the third last heat in the women's race. It ended up being a pretty fast heat, that third last one, wasn't it?
Yeah. You're probably looking about a 2:12 to give yourself half a chance of getting into a final here, I think, Paul. 1:00.44. Of course, coming back, at that previous heat, Tyler Spalding, someone might actually say that 2:20 is actually a PB, because a lot of these could be short course conversions to long course, and often swimmers having the opportunity to do more turns, 7 turns as against 3 in a 200. You'll swim short course probably a little bit faster than you'll swim long course. So yeah, some of these guys are actually, and ladies are actually swimming pretty good. over the weekend, getting close to those times if they are conversions. I just thought I'd throw that in, Paul. It is relevant.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the entry times, they are not necessarily the personal bests of the swimmers. We can only guess at what the personal best might be based on their entry times, but Jamie Ferguson, let's see how close he's going to get to that entry times, easing back, capable of 2:01 according to the entry there. He's gone 2:06.81, but that should be safe enough. Lewis Maxwell in 2:09.21, and Jack Doherty-Simpson, well, you said around about 2:12, Robert. He's right on that 2:12 range in third place.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty close to the borderline for getting into the A final. You probably have to swim faster than 2:12 to get in.
I'll keep an eye on that. Jamie Ferguson, Lewis Maxwell, 2:06 and 2:09 respectively. So I think that should be good enough for an A final, but with 2 heats to go, you can never tell. And there's the lineup for this heat number 4.
4 swimmers on paper faster than 2:12. Benji Jeffries in 1, South Ayrshire. 2, Logan Jackson, University of Aberdeen Performance. 3, Lucas Brown, Stirling University. 4 is Andrew Brodie, Edinburgh University. 5, Callum Peebles from East Lothian Swim Team. 6, Greer van der Meulen, Stirling Swimming. 7, Joseph Edgar, Derwentside. And 8, Lewis Gibson, South Ayrshire. So line up. Andrew Brodie 2:01.20. And lane 4, Andrew Brodie just has a slight advantage. Lucas Brown now just takes it up in lane 3. Logan Jackson beside him in 2. At the moment it's Lucas, Andrew, Callum Peebles, Greer van der Meulen. Logan Jackson also up there. Those 5 tightly packed at the first split. And Brodie and Brown at the moment, you've got to say, look pretty comfortable for making the final, Paul, as we're reaching halfway.
Yeah, it's pretty good from the top 2 here as they come up to the halfway stage, almost in formation there as they go over. We've split by 3/100ths of a second. It's a little bit of a tussle for third place there. Logan Jackson, Greer van der Meulen, as well as Callum Peebles. They're all separated by very, very small margins, only a few 100ths of a second separating those 3 at the turn. But the leading 2 looking pretty good. Lucas Brown and also Andrew Brodie as well. They look like they are going to be safe. Remember, only 2 swimmers were under the 2:12 mark in that previous heat, and these swimmers look like they are in good shape to do that. We saw a 2:06 and a 2:09 previously, but Andrew Brodie and Lucas Brown look like they are going to make sure of their place in that A final. One more heat to come, of course, after this one, but a pretty decent performance here from the 2 out in front. I wonder who's going to take the title here, the win in this one. Is it going to be Andrew Brodie? It is just ahead of Lucas Brown, but again, under the 2:10 mark. No one else is going to be near that 2:12, I don't think. Yeah, Van der Meulen, 2:16.
Disappointing for the other guys to be so far back. 2:16, then down to 2:20. So 2:12, Jack Doherty-Simpson will be kind of sweating, Paul, to see if the guys in the final heat go that bit faster. They probably should. Aaron Drake, Wanderbass Club in 1. James Kilpatrick, Carnegie 2. 3, Angus Allison, Stirling University in 3. 4, Jordan McPhail, Edinburgh University. 5, Alexander Sargent, Millfield School. 6, Pierce Greening, Stirling University. 7, Harry Sharp, Wanderbass Club. And 8, Robbie Thompson from Shetland. 5 swimmers entry times are under the 2:12. although maybe a couple of them could be conversions. James Kilpatrick, Pierce Greening, finishing at a point something 0.
Telltale sign. Not possible.
Nice start from Alexander Sargent there, Paul, in 5. So they're off smartly. Jordan McPhail in 4, and Angus Allison 3, Harry Sharp in 7. So those 4 out strongly, 28.70. Angus Allison, James Kilpatrick on the near side.
Yeah, again, as we saw in that previous heat, it looks like 2 swimmers have just gone away from the rest of the field. The 2 this time in 4 and 5 though, Jordan McPhail and Alexander Sargent. Alexander Sargent has had a very busy last couple of days. He's won the titles in the 800 and the 1500 freestyles. Saw him swim a little bit earlier in the 400 freestyle. We saw him swim in the 200 freestyle last night as well. So a busy schedule for Alexander Sargent, but he's still looking pretty good there. Went out 59.84 at the halfway point, the only swimmer under the 1 minute mark. Jordan McPhail went out on the 1 minute .70, but these 2 looking pretty comfortable as they come into this final turn. And again, Robert, you would expect these 2 to be in that final tonight, and it's maybe all to play for maybe last couple of places here, and possibly lane number 3, Angus Allison.
Yeah, I think
James Kilpatrick fighting out for that last place.
Yeah, I think Angus will be in the A final. James Kilpatrick, though, quite a surprise. The youngster from Carnegie, having a really good swim, and you never know, he might actually scrape also into that A final. 2:03.47. Jordan will be there. 2:05.33. Angus Allison 2:11.25. Well, James Kilpatrick 2:12.61. That's going to be borderline, Paul. That wouldn't surprise me if he sneaks in as the fastest B final, or possibly 8th. It's on the cusp. He might be 8th, or he might actually be 9th.
Yeah, I think there was the 2:12 in the previous heat was slightly faster.
Certainly Jack Doherty-Simpson, I'm sure, is there. Well, there you are. Jack Doherty-Simpson is the slowest one going into the final. And James Kilpatrick is the fastest qualifier for the B final.
So we have our bonus events now, Robert.
Our bonus events,
here we go.
Well, that's an interesting one, because we've got Aaron Drake, the other 15-year-old from Warnder, who scraped in, I think, as the slowest into the B final. They're both juniors, so we've got a junior contest to look forward to tonight. If you're doing live stream, you'll have that one to look forward to. Well, so we've waited for what, 4 sessions to get a swim off.
Yeah. And here we go, 50 freestyle. We mentioned it a little bit earlier on. Kiana Kurtza and Rebecca Reid.
The winner of this actually goes into the B final, and the runner-up, or I dare say the one that doesn't win this one, is their first reserve. So maybe Kiana won't worry too much, because I think she's already got a swim, but she'll want a second one, I'm sure, Paul.
Well, we see that. Kiana Kurtza there, closest to us in lane number 4. Rebecca Reid is one lane up here. Where's this one going to go? Kiana Kurtza and Rebecca Reid. This is a real head-to-head here for a place in that B final. Another good chance of another swim, of course. So quite generally, we see the swimmers go a little bit faster than they went in the qualification heats. And as you would expect, a really, really close contest. Rebecca Reid maybe got the better start here, but Kiana Kurtza coming back very strongly, cheered on by everyone in the crowd here, and Kurtza, great finish, and she will take it 27.31 to the delight of the Warrender team. on the bull side. Great swim there. Great swim from both of them.
Happy 27.96, I think it was, Paul. That would have comfortably got them in for another swim, but there we go.
Well, they got their second swims, and a second swim as well for Corey Phillip and Finlay Strachan. This is the male 50 freestyle, and it's for a reserve position. It's a reserve that to sort out the reserve 1 and 2 positions.
1 and 2, and you never know, somebody might pull out, and it's happened before. They both actually get a swim. Pink cap of Corey Phillip, and the dark cap of Glasgow University, Finlay Strachan. Well, Finlay will be quite keen to win this one, since he's a few years older than Corey, and he's off to a very strong start. Corey Phillip with about half a metre to make up, but like Kiana Kurtzer, finished very strongly, and he is finishing strongly indeed, but Finlay's trying to hold him off. Finlay's doing that. Finlay Strachan, I think, is just going to hang on at the touch. Oh, well.
Oh,
Finlay Strachan, 24.41. Wow. Another strong finish. And high fives from both the guys, pool side. You don't see that, but well done, Finlay.
I thought we were going to be in for another swim off there. A second swim off.
We've had that before. I've had that before some years ago at Easter Sticks, where we had, I think, 3 swimmers swimming in a swim off, and 2 of them did the same time, and we had to do it all again.
That's when you get the strong people, don't you? The strong guys stepping up for a second swim. Some people would be like, oh, no, 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 no. Others would be like, come on, bring it on, bring it on.
Bring it on, exactly. Wee bit extra fun to finish with. Not just one set of relays, but 2 sets. Mixed 4x50 for both. Well, we've got a 4x50 mixed relay. Then we have a mixed medley relay.
So the freestyle.
So freestyle first. So some of these swimmers will get 2 swims within a very short space of time, I'm sure, Paul. Be fun. So the first heat. No swimming team goes in the first lane. England para team in 2, Aberdeen Dolphins 3, City Glasgow B team in 4, Bellshill Sharks in 5, Glenrothes B in 6, Montefief in 7, and best, we are assuming it's the B team going in lane number 8. So very strong start from Bellshill. Now coming down in lane number 4. Bellshill, City Glasgow in 4 now. Their B team. On the near side is the para team. Glenrothes in 3rd. Well, City Glasgow looking strong, Paul.
Yes, all the female swimmers looking like they're on this 3rd leg here. Of course, it's a mixed relay. You can put the male and female swimmers on at any points, but City of Glasgow B team going well. They're in lane number 4, really stretching ahead of all the swimmers in this one, but there's a few male swimmers to come on this final leg. So can the City of Glasgow B team be caught here? It is a big lead that they have, but coming back in lane number 3, Aberdeen Dolphin A team, and also in lane number 6, the Glenrothes B team as well, and Bellshill in lane number 5. But I think City of Glasgow B team might just hold on to this. The chasing pack is coming back, but City of Glasgow B team will take it in that time of 150.42. Well done to them. Glenrothes in 2nd, and it was, I think, Warrender. Would it be Warrender? No, it wouldn't be Warrender. Bellshill, I think, in 3rd.
Got 3rd in that one, Paul.
So those red caps confusing me. Yeah. Because Warrender weren't even in it. But anyway, that's
Too
another
many,
story.
too many red caps. there,
There
Paul.
is. So a good swim there at the front of the field, and as you said, Robert, it's tactics. Put the male swimmers off, put the female swimmers off. At certain points, do you put your male swimmers off last and chase down the teams that put their female swimmers off last? It's great to see these medley relays, these mixed medley relays, and of course introduced to the Olympic Games last time out in Tokyo, and Great Britain obviously won that medley relay with Kathleen Dawson in the team, and I think we might be on for a DQ here. The result hasn't been confirmed. I can see the technical officials just conferring here, so no result confirmed yet, so that might be bad news for someone, Robert.
Yeah, it could be. They always double check the takeovers in the control room, make sure that everything is spot on. You can actually go a fraction fast. There is criteria with the static platforms. If you go off that block minus 0.03, that element of tolerance is allowed. So at minus 0.03, although you've gone a little bit early, that is deemed to be legal because of the way that the thing is calibrated.
Alright, okay. You got to be pretty accurate to try and aim for a minus 0.03.
And as an official, you see somebody go early, you report it, and you're thanked for reporting. But if that time is just within that tolerance, then as long as there's no other infractions, then things are fine. Well,
there's us in the corner of the shot there. It's the first time you've seen us on camera this week. It's a scary sight.
Yeah, indeed.
Thankfully not been on for too long.
Yeah. The team from Best in lane 8 were disqualified for a technical infraction. So that's now confirmed. So the Glasgow B, Glen Northis, and I think it was Bell Cell Paul you had as our 1, 2, 3. So on to our second heat. Dundee City Aquatics B in 1. Their A team in 2. City Glasgow D team in 3. Edinburgh University B team in 4. Their C team in 5. Glenorthis A in 6. Carnegie A in 7. And their B team go in B. In fact, the two Edinburgh University teams obviously are decided they don't want to have a go at this morning, so 2 no-shows.
City of Glasgow lead them out again in the early stages here. They're going in lane number 3. So again, the City of Glasgow team in nice lead. They've taken the 2 male swimmers out first though from City of Glasgow, so maybe expect them to have a little bit more of a lead. There's some female swimmers on in the second leg here for the teams. Dundee City Aquatic, both of their teams very close to us, right at the bottom of the picture here, but City of Glasgow have gone out again. Same tactics as we saw before. They'll have the 2 female swimmers, and the teams with the male swimmers on the last leg, Robert, are going to have to chase down City of Glasgow.
A wee 5 contest over the far side. 2 Carnegie teams against the Glenorthis team. So it's Carnegie A, Glenorthis and the B team over the far side. And the 2 Dundee teams are having a wee scrap in lanes 1 and 2. I think this is all done and dusted. City Glasgow, don't see them being caught now. 1:18.10, they've got 4.5 seconds, 5 second plus advantage. It's looks like it's Glenorthis who are going to potentially get second, unless Dundee can come through their A team to start second. Well, they're catching, but too much to do. City Glasgow D, Glenorthis A in second, and Dundee City Aquatics in third. All under the 150 mark, 146.24.
It's pretty much the same script as we had before, because City of Glasgow being chased down at the end.
And a dead heat between the 2 Carnegie teams. You don't often get that. The A and B team, 151.11.
Still the result not being confirmed.
No.
I mean, we do have 2 DNSs. Oh, and well, we do have a DQ as well. DQ. And it was just the team that you mentioned there.
Yeah. So the Ray team finished 4th, and that promotes the Dundee team into 5th place.
So yeah, Carnegie B team disqualified unfortunately for that technical infraction. At Glasgow have won these previous 2 events.
So moving on to our last heat. I think some of the last heat this evening. University of Aberdeen Performance B in 1, Wren A in 2, no team goes in 3, City Glasgow C team 4, Warner Bass A in 5, their B team 6, City Glasgow A in 7, and Geary B go in lane number 8. Well, it's guys first in this one, and the City Glasgow C team off very strongly. Warren, their A team, very tight at the first takeover.
Yeah, looks like it was lane number 4 there, City of Glasgow C team, with Warner Bass team right close beside them. Lane number 4 though, City of Glasgow will have that advantage, and again it's the men that are really leading the way here. So it's all the women now coming into these last half of this race here. City of Glasgow still have that lead. University of Aberdeen Performance B team up into 2nd position. The City of Glasgow trying to hold off the challenge of Warrender in lane number 5. In the centre, University of Aberdeen Performance right down close to us here. They're very much in contention here. City of Glasgow pretty much led this from the start, Robert. Can they hold on?
Well, they've got a healthy advantage of almost a second over the Warner team, who will try to claw that back, I'm sure, over the final stretch. It's City of Glasgow. Warner coming through to try and make a late surge. I think it's between those two. City of Glasgow with the rain just hanging on from Warner Bass. City of Glasgow, Warner Bass, that's the 1-2. City of Glasgow, Warner Bass, and the Warner Bass B team take that 143.38, 143.72, 144.93.
Yeah, great contest there.
To follow.
It was the City of Glasgow did the treble here, if that result is confirmed. Looks like it is. Ruben McKinnon with that final leg there, 140, lead-off leg I think it was, 143.38, 143.72 in 2nd place. A great contest at the front of the field.
So no Edinburgh University team in lane 4, so we have in the final heat Swim West Lothian B in 1, Dumfries in 2, the Swim West Lothian A team in 3, 4's empty, University of Aberdeen Performance 5, South Ayrshire 6, Geary 7, Stepnock in 8. Slight tactics here. The West Lothian A team have got the female swimmer going in first. It's guys all round. Guys all round for the second leg, apart from Stepnock. So expect Stepnock and potentially Swim West Lothian to be a bit further back at halfway. So they'll have a lot to do in the final stages.
Yeah.
All ladies going in for the 3rd takeover, Paul.
Yeah, and it's going to be University of Aberdeen Performance who leads them through. See if they can hold on to this early lead. It is in 2nd place. It looks like it is Dumfries in lane number 2, and in lane 6 is South Ayrshire going well, but it looks like it is University of Aberdeen Performance in lane number 5. Is going to lead them into this final changeover. Dumfries going really well in lane number 2, but South Ayrshire pulling up now in lane 6 for 2nd place. But University of Aberdeen Performance looks like they are going to be tough to beat on these final stages, but a very good start for Dumfries there in lane number 2, and coming back also in lane 3 is a team from West Lothian. We saw them have slightly different tactics. I think they might have a little bit too much to do in the closing stages, though. It is University of Aberdeen Performance into the wall first in 1:42.98. It was South Ayrshire in second, just ahead of Dumfries, and the fast finishing West Lothian team in fourth.
Another good contest of wheelie swimming, freestyle swimming, 4x50 rather, as we move on to our mixed medley. 4 heats again. I'm not sure, Paul, whether the university teams are actually swimming this evening, whether there's been any mixed up or what it is, but unusual for them all to pull out. Don't have any further details.
Yeah, so we see there on the university teams DNS, so did not start. So a couple of disqualifications as well in the early heats. We'll finish off the session with 4 heats of the mixed medley relay.
Two teams going this one, Paul. There should be 3, but again, Best in lane 5 not taking part. We're not having all the swimmers coming up to the meet, so we've only got 2 teams. So the English para team go in lane 3 and Step Rock go in lane 4.
Yeah, it should be a good contest here. The entry times are all pretty close to one another for these 2 teams. Step Rock in lane number 4, the England Talent Programme. These emerging para swimmers. I suppose it's slightly different from the freestyle in terms of the medley relay and this mixed relay, because in the freestyle you've got everyone doing the same stroke. You put your male and female swimmers where you would like them in terms of the tactics. Might be a little bit different in terms of the medley, because you might not have a good female breaststroke swimmer, for example. It might you only have a male breaststroke swimmer, so you're forced to put your male swimmer on the breaststroke. So some different tactics might come into play.
Yep, sometimes you maybe prefer to have your male swimmer doing a butterfly on a female swimmer. Step Rock team well clear in this one, but we'll see how the tactics go in this one, because Step Rock with a female, the para English team, the guy, and you can see how much that gap has cut down. It was 6.5 seconds. Step Rock keeping it pretty well together. Well, you can see there that gap, Paul, cut down to a couple of seconds.
Yeah, it was good butterfly leg from the England Talent Programme team. But it looks like Step Rock going to take this one. They are going to come home in at lane number 4. Going to be a clear victory for them. Let's have a check of the time. Not too far away from their entry time, 2:05.79 for the Step Rock team. And the England Talent Programme team are in 2:13.21. So looks like the result is confirmed of that first heat. And we can go now on to the second heat. So 4 heats of this one. This is heat number 2. We have Bellshill in 1, Carnegie in 2, City of Glasgow in lane number 3, Edinburgh University C team due to take the start in 4. I'm not sure.
Looks like they are there.
They are there, yeah.
Yeah, they are there.
Warren Bass in lane number 5, the A team, West Lothian A team in 6, and City of Glasgow B team over there in lane number 7.
So you see, Paul, out of the 7 teams, 3 females go in lanes 4, 5 and 6. Different tactics for who's going to be doing breaststroke at the other end. And a lot of the teams that have got the guys starting will then have the girls following. The only one that's not doing that is City Glasgow. They've front loaded it with the guys. And City Glasgow out very strongly indeed. Did that be Louis Lola? Now 28-14, it's second and a half ahead of the Carnegie team. Likely to change here with different tactics showing the breaststroke section. At the moment, City Glasgow coming under a wee bit pressure from Edinburgh University. A little between the two. Well, two ladies going for butterfly. Three ladies, 1, 2, 3 butterfly. Carnegie dropped back into 4th place. They've got, I think, maybe James Gilpatrick for them. Over the far side, Swim West Lothian, also with one of their guys doing butterfly. But Warder now with the advantage over the University team, the C team. But Edinburgh University now coming through strongly, Paul, to take this one. Warden second, and looks like third place will be City Glasgow 18. So Edinburgh University C take that in 1:52 dead. Warden A 1:53.94 second, and City Glasgow 1:56.55 in third place.
Yeah, it was a good finish and clear win in the end, but it wasn't like that all the way through. Things ebbing and flowing as you go through that mixed medley relay. 1:52.00. We'll wait for confirmation of the result. Still not confirmed yet on the scoreboard, so again, might be some bad news for someone.
It could well be. Usually when you get the relays done and dusted, everything's fine. Like most of the contests, they get the result up pretty quickly, but there might just be something to be double checked. Maybe a takeover, which is what usually happens, Paul. The takeovers, you want to maximise, you don't want to be on that block for any longer than you need to, and sometimes it's anticipation. Swimmer coming in, and the swimmer coming in doesn't quite finish as fast as you were expecting, and you go a wee bit early.
Yeah.
Still waiting on that one to be confirmed. The referee's just maybe double checking with the inside who are controlling the EOE equipment. Make sure that everything was registers. And there we have it. Now confirmed. All good. Well done to Edinburgh University. 1:52. So heat 3, Carnegie, the B team go in 1. University of Aberdeen Performance B in 2. Wanderers Bath B in 3. Edinburgh University B in 4. University of Aberdeen A in 5. Dundee City Aquatics A in 6. Friends team go in lane 7. And the Glenrothes B team go in lane 8. So again, a mixture of guys and girls in this one. University of Aberdeen Performance off very strongly, along with Wander Bass in 2 and 3. Going well is Wren team over in lane 7. But not much between University of Aberdeen Performance and Warner Bass. So on to breaststroke now. And Warner and University of Aberdeen Performance have their second swimmers as the guys going in. Coming through strongly in lane number 5 is University of Aberdeen A team. Those three teams at the moment have the advantage. Two ladies go in for our leading two teams, whereas the Aberdeen Performance team have the guy going in the butterfly, and Aberdeen Performance A have got the advantage now, Paul, by maybe 3 or 4 metres.
Yeah, and they are certainly going to be
3 ladies going in to finish the job. We'll wait and see what happens. Whether Edinburgh University B team can pull something out. Aberdeen Performance looking good, Paul, in 5. Edinburgh University might get into second place, but the Aberdeen Performance team have got this one pretty well nailed on. They take that, Edinburgh University second, and the Warner B team in third. Now just a fraction, merest fraction faster than the previous heat, 151.99. Wait for that one to be confirmed. Sure, again, all the takeovers were fine. Good for that one. Yep, everything fine. So that's still the time to beat, 151.99. So final heat, Paul, has Best A team in 1, Glenrothes A in 2, City Glasgow D in 3, Edinburgh University their A team in 4, City Glasgow C team in 5, South Ayrshire A in 6, Erie A in 7, Aberdeen Dolphins A in lane 8.
I would think Edinburgh University are going to be the favourites for this one. 145.19. And again, in this mixed relay, there'll be differences with the male and female swimmers going on the different legs of this one. In lane number 3, City of Glasgow off to a good start with their male swimmer. South Ayrshire also doing well with their male swimmer in the early stages here. Well, this could all change about the breaststrokes. Mostly female swimmers going on the breaststroke for the leading teams, but in lane number 5, looks like City of Glasgow have got their male swimmer in, so they could come back very strongly here through 3 female swimmers alongside the City of Glasgow male swimmer. And coming up to the halfway point, it looks like City of Glasgow might be the ones with the advantage. It's mostly the male swimmers on the butterfly, but City of Glasgow will go with their female swimmer, and they have a lead. But the male swimmers are now going to be chasing them down, so it's all mixing and matching here in this medley relay. Coming back very strongly, Edinburgh University in lane number 4, City of Glasgow D team in lane number 3, City of Glasgow A team in lane number 5, holding on though, and it's going to be a very, very close finish here. Edinburgh University might be the favourites. They will go in alongside the City of Glasgow D team in lane number 3, and it's City of Glasgow C team in lane number 5 against Edinburgh University in lane number 4. That's where the title is going to go to. That's where the battle for this final heat is coming down to, and it looks like it might be Edinburgh University just going to hold off the challenge there. A great finish from the Edinburgh Uni swimmers. 152.22 against 152.62, so not quite as fast as the previous heat, Robert.
No, quite surprising. we normally expect the last heat to be faster than the previous heat, so if we have the fastest heat still to come for both of these, means 151.99 is the target. That's the Edinburgh University's B team.
And that was the finishing order, 156 to make to that final. I think it was only, what, a hundredth of a second there, was it?
A second between first and second. One more scroll, I think, and that's us done. That's it. That's how it finishes. So session 7 has come to an end. So thanks very much for being with Paul Noble and myself, Robert Taylor. If you can join us, we're back just after 1 o'clock for our 8th session. So from both of us, from the Common Pool, goodbye.